And good morning from wherever you are. And oh my lord, do we have a lot of shit to talk about and quite tragic stuff, unfortunately, as well. And it's Friday, and we're gonna put you in a bad mood. Yeah. Of course, we do start. As you know, here on this channel, we are huge wrestling fans. We may not binge it like we used to, but we are still fans uh, of the sports entertainment thing. And that being said, today we had this past week, we've had two tragic passing of legendary wrestlers. One, of course, being the hardcore legend that was Terry Funk, 79 years old, and that's fantastic that someone like him got to that age, considering all the shit that he's been through and done to himself. Of course, he did finish his last few years with dementia, but thankfully didn't suffer too long with it. I know that might sound a rather glib thing to say, but trust me, if you know people that have had it, you'd rather they didn't suffer long. So yeah, Terry Funk, absolute legend. Before I talk more on him, I'll take it to the panel. Jose, your thoughts on Mr. Funk?
Greatest hardcore wrestler of all time. Boss Man and I talked about him. You can go back and watch our video that we did a couple days ago. The stuff that he did with like his brother Dory Funk, winning tag titles in territories, and having great matches with like Ric Flair, having great matches with Mick Foley. There's just too much to say about Terry Funk, and he's just one of the all-around nicest dudes. Actually, for as crazy as he was on TV, he was one of the nicest people that you could have ever met.
Yeah,
And
nobody ever had anything really anything bad to say about him from what I
yep.
recollect. So
And
that's
in a joking manner, he's the king of retirement matches.
yeah, that's true.
Manner.
Yes, he's had about seven, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Zam, thoughts on Mr. Funk?
Well, actually, just thinking generally is that these hardcore wrestlers seem to be the ones who tend to live a decently long life, compared to regular wrestlers who unfortunately cop it quite early. Mick Foley's still with us. People like Sabu is still with us. Abdullah the Butcher, I mean, he's still with us. Like these guys, I think being hardcore means that they're not just hard on the outside, but hard on the inside too. And when I heard that he died at 79, I thought, I mean, in today's world, people live into their 90s, so it still almost feels a bit too young to a degree. But fair enough, he's a battered old vet. It was sad regardless, but at least it wasn't tragic as the next person we're going to end up talking about. So he'll be remembered for a long time. I personally don't think he's the greatest, but I think he's up there regarding hardcore matches, but for sure,
I get what you mean. Yeah, Gaz.
Yeah, the conversation I had with Jose the other day said a lot of things, but one thing I will say is he perfected the art of the hardcore wrestling, and that's why. And if anyone says, "Oh, hardcore wrestling is shit," it's like, well, no. If you look at like really people who are talented at it, like a Terry Funk, a Sabu, a Rob Van Dam, a
Jerry Lynn,
that sort of thing. You can see there's an artistry there to it.
Exactly.
And it's the assholes who come in later on who throw themselves off garage floors, what the shit is, or throw themselves into flaming plate glass and stuff like that, or stab people with flaming light flaming fixtures and stuff like that. It's like, God, that's rubbish. And it's like no, this is how you do it well. And there's still people who do it well. It's just that there's people who do it badly. And I think he's the pioneer, and he's actually probably there's a word for it, the standard that people are measured by if they do hardcore wrestling, because that's what it should look like, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, you might say Foley or something like that, but I think if you could be the standard of Terry Funk, then you're doing all right.
Yeah, I agree. Facebook user, this must be John if he's saying 3-0, thank fuck. Okay, well, that's Terry Funk.
Do you mind if I take Bray Wyatt, since I was the one that broke the news?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
All right, so yesterday what happened was we were all just kind of sitting there chatting, and then Triple H was the one that broke the news and said that Bray Wyatt had passed, and it turned out to be because of COVID complications, which led to a heart attack at the age of 36, and I broke the news to the team, and we're all, just as you could tell, just very, very shocked by this, because you don't die at 36. It doesn't happen. But for Bray Wyatt to go, one of the nicest guys all around, one of the most creative motherfuckers in the history of the entire business, one of those dudes that was just so good that he never even needed to be a champion to be that over. And that's how beloved he was by wrestling fans. And we're going to miss him. And this one hurts awful lot.
Yeah, I mean, Bray just it came out of nowhere, obviously, and it is just a reminder of just how dangerous COVID legitimately is. And I don't quote me on this one, but I believe he was having some issues with his heart beforehand, and COVID exacerbated it.
Yeah,
which is a very common thing with COVID sufferers, is they do develop heart issues, and so it's just a huge tragedy to a wasted talent. 36 years old, leaves behind 3 kids, which is terrible. I know WWE said that they're going to be all net profits that they make from merchandise sales will be donated to JoJo and the kids to kind of help them through all this. So that's a fantastic gesture. Bray was. I was very frustrated with how Bray was booked. I think he's one of the worst booked wrestlers in WWE. And this is not an attack on Bray Wyatt. This is an attack on WWE creative.
Yeah, the monkeys that run this.
Yeah, they fucking didn't know what to do with one of the best creative characters ever. And this is what I personally want to talk about. I'll take the floor with this, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt, when he first showed on the screen, I fell in love with him instantly. He might not have been the most entertaining in the ring to watch, but the ethos and the atmosphere that he created and the characters, aura that he created was fantastic. He had, for me, the best fucking entrance out of everyone. The fireflies, the buzzards, the music, everything about it. It just took you in.
The debut, literally, like the day he debuted
one of the
on
best
Raw.
debuts ever.
Like, they had that reporter go out there to like some house and like they show him, and then it's like he's like in his basement or whatever the fuck, and he's just sitting there talking, and then the next thing you know, he comes out with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, and they just beat the fuck out of Kane, and it was like, this is how it should be. You should have a dark character just come out and beat the fuck out of people, and that's what I loved about Bray.
And what did they end up doing? They ended up having him lose to fucking John Cena.
Yep.
Which was ridiculous. And then every time he built up his character to something amazing, they would just bury him. I know people always talk about his match with Daniel Bryan. I fucking hated the build up to that because it literally lasted 2 weeks.
Yep.
Bryan was in the Wyatt family for 2 weeks. I don't know which lasted longer, that or Liv and Rhea as a tag team. I'm trying to figure it out.
I think Liv and Rhea got him by a week.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. And then with The Fiend, and then they have him lose to The Undertaker, and then they have him lose to, was it Randy Orton in the house thing? And then how many times that they even lost to the New Day and all this, and it's just like it was just so frustrating to the point where I was just like, I don't give a shit about what Bray Wyatt does because they're gonna ruin Bray Wyatt and the legacy that he leaves behind. His last match was with Elias LA Knight, and it was considered like it's up there as one of the worst matches of the year. And this is how WWE paid respect to one of their best creative wrestlers. At this point, I was screaming for him to just leave the industry and go become a horror icon.
Yes,
he could have fucking done it. He could have been another Kruger. He could have been another Jason easily if the right producers just let him work his magic and do it right. And this is why his death hurts even more.
Yep.
Because he wasn't allowed. And I know a lot of wrestlers will praise him and talk about all this amazing kind of legacy that he leaves behind, which is a phenomenal legacy. But it was an injustice done to Bray. And I will never live it down. just how much I fucking hate the WWE for doing what they did, and it's a damn tragedy to quite literally one of the best ever creative minds they ever had in the industry. Gaz, sorry, Jose. Gaz.
Go to Sam first because I.
Oh, Zam, yeah.
Unfortunately, like I more know him as Husky Harris than I do Bray Wyatt, to tell you the truth, because that's when I was watching wrestling. Kind of when he came on the scene, I kind of stopped kind of watching the business. But I would always hear people talk about, how badly booked he is. One of the problems I have an issue with WWE is that they bring in these new characters and monsters or whatever just to get buried by the top baby faces all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the momentum with these guys are gone. And there are other people who are the exception of the rule. Is it Nikolai Kozlov and shit like that? But then, or maybe even people like ADR and stuff like that. But they just don't use them. They don't, enhance them in a way that makes them better. But I don't want to go on too much of a tangent like that. What upsets me the most is that once again, I know the circumstances are different, but once again, another wrestler has died before the age of 40, and it's fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? And we all knew that he was off and stuff like that, but I don't think anybody expected this.
No.
And the fact is that in a sad way that he was on the road to this death for maybe a while now, and which is why he's probably been off WWE television for as long as he has been.
Well, yeah, he was abruptly taken off at a week before WrestleMania. He was abruptly taken off
to fight Lashley.
Yeah,
I believe.
Not to speculate, but you got to wonder, like, did he know by chance? Like, do you think?
I don't know, but I can't speculate on whether he knew or not, but he would have known the risks involved, because it just takes 5 minutes on Google to see just how many athletes have suffered heart attacks. Now, of course, they were lucky in that nobody's died, but a lot of them have, and again, all linked to COVID.
This is going down like how Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit it's going to be the case of we should have tested this guy a long time ago, and I think
he's already had heart problems up to from what I know, and so look, there's nothing you could do about it. You can keep monitoring things. He was given the all clear by the WWE doctors to return. But all it takes is for one slight thing during sleep, and you're done.
Yep.
Or one strain, and you're done. If your heart's already weak, it just doesn't take much for it to go. Like, people need to understand a heart attack is not a fucking joke.
No,
it is not.
I've had one. One.
Oh, Jesus Christ! So you've had one.
Ass. Yeah.
You're a kid, mate.
Jesus Christ.
Is it about how young you are?
I'm 35.
Fucking hell, man. You've had a heart attack.
Yeah. I'm the youngest.
Are you on like blood thinning medication and things like that now?
Yes, I am. Yeah, it sucks. And let me tell you from experience, it's like, man, don't ever leave home without telling the people you love what you think of them. Take it from me.
There you go. Yeah.
You can't. But with Bray is one of those dudes that was so damn good that I know people are like, oh, he needs a championship. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He could get over just doing what he does.
Yeah, there are some people that are beyond a belt.
Yeah,
and Bray was beyond the belt. Bray was a spectacle. He was theater, and that's what they should have run with him. Just let him get weird and wonderful with it. Mm-hmm. Bray is your matinee and your main event all in one. He is your Hollywood, and that's what they should have treated him like. Never worry about putting a championship on. It's like Brock Lesnar. You can watch Brock Lesnar and enjoy a match out of him. He doesn't need a fucking belt anymore. Okay, it's just the spectacle of it, and this is why I just feel that Bray should have got, when he got released, because he got released early in the year or last year. He got released. And at that point in time, I was just like, good, I'm glad. Go to Hollywood.
Yep.
Go to fucking Hollywood, become a horror icon. Everyone will watch you, because it's just so, he was just such a captivating human being. And what sucks is behind the scenes, who's like the fucking loveliest guy on the planet.
Not one bad word. Not
Not
one
one bad
word.
word.
Not one. Not
No.
one. By anybody.
Nothing.
He never politicked. He never did any of that shit.
Helped everyone.
Yep.
Like even randoms like Summer Rae,
Mhm.
you wouldn't think much of, but she tells a story about, you know, all the tips that she got from Wyndham, and you know, and he wanted her to be in the Wyatt family
Mhm.
at one point, and all this kind of stuff. And you just think like this guy just literally helped and guided everyone. He was
Yep.
an incredible human being.
Ray,
Gaz,
No,
Ray
I
was
think
the-
I never finished speaking, dude.
I think that- I think
You guys just you guys just came into my conversation and took over, and then all right,
Ah,
fine, I'll
shit,
just let you
sorry, dude.
monologue.
Sorry about that.
sorry, dude.
All right, it's all right. So look, one of the things is I'm interested in, but at the same time is bugging me is what's going to happen on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because without that, they're gonna pay their tributes. But these vignettes, they're kind of becoming a bit, patronizing to a degree. You know, what I mean, we're gonna get a vignette of Funk. We're gonna get a vignette of Bray Wyatt. Funk for sure deserves one. He's had he's lived a decent life, and he's had a storied career. But Bray Wyatt, he deserves better than a vignette. You know, I mean, the whole saga regarding the fact that. Well, no, I don't even know if that's the case. Like, there's something needs to be said about wrestlers dying fucking young, and there needs to be more than just this. You know what I mean? Like, this is serious. Like, like this is more than just, sorry that you're gone. Life goes on. All the best future endeavor. There needs to be more than that, and that's what pisses me off regarding that. Because we get so many vignettes of wrestlers who died, and I'm just fed up of it sometimes when it comes to tragic incidences like this where. We need to look at the bigger picture. That's all.
I understand that, but there's not many wrestlers that die young these days.
Mm-mm.
You know, those days are gone because of the strict kind of drug policies that they have in place, and there's more knowledge on health and fitness now. You know, younger generations. I mean, look, I could give you statistics on the United Kingdom as a kind of. As an example, in that 25% of people, the generation beneath me and Zam and Gary, smoke and drink 25% less. They have greater knowledge on health and fitness and nutrition. Despite the childhood obesity rates being up, teen obesity rates are not up. They're down because people are more aware of health and fitness. And wrestlers today, they're not heavy drinkers and they're not heavy smokers like they used to be, and they're not all on fucking drugs like they used to be. And those were the factors that killed wrestlers so early, because those things are just a one-way ticket to a heart attack.
And not to mention, too, the culture's also changed, because instead of going to the bars now, they're playing video games.
Exactly.
I'd much rather be playing video
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than
I agree.
So I wouldn't worry too much on that, Zam. I know what you mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't worry too much on that. People, there a lot has been learnt from it, the hows and the whys, and they've come a long way since. Gaz.
Is that maybe you finished or?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. So I personally think and this is not like your buzzword 2020 hindsight. I've said it for a while. I think the Wyatt family initial debut is the best debut of all time. No people will say or will say Jericho, but both of those kind of like lost their first big feud. Like Jericho got like run down by The Rock and Fabian.
Yeah, he got buried. Yeah,
And I mean, despite that, the massive pop he got and stuff like that, he got buried by The Rock. Saying, it doesn't matter what your name is, and you're going to SmackDown and all this stuff. So basically, he had to build himself up to that, because I mean, he didn't get like a title shot until about a year and a bit later. So I think they had the best interest because they beat up ex WWE champion Kane. But you're absolutely right, Paddy. I think that they dropped the ball with this guy so many times. I mean, he had the great entrance, he had the look, he had the Hawaiian shirt with the hat and stuff like that, and the lantern and stuff like that, and it's just like amazing stuff. And then like his promos were just like. People say that, and a lot of people who were in like NXT with this guy said that we wasn't XC, but it's FCW at the time, said that we couldn't understand what the hell he was talking about, but it sounded cool coming out of him. It's like
Yeah.
see, make things look because he had charisma, which is something
Yeah.
that you
It
can't.
was poetry. It was
Yeah.
poetry in his own way, and you could tell he didn't lean too much into whatever script they fed him. He just said
Yeah.
what he wanted to say, and you
They
could tell.
he was one of those few of the modern era that got to say
Mhm.
what he wanted, and that's something that you will never have
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I mean, people slag off his matches, but I thought he had like good matches with people. Like I thought he had good matches with like Rusev. I thought he had good matches with
AJ,
like, AJ Styles. I thought he had
That
good
6-man
matches.
tag with the Shield is
Yeah,
chef's
I
kiss.
mean, I do think that they did put him in shitty programs. Like Flaming did him no favors. Like the worst one he had was with Randy Orton. And
Yeah.
that was a kiss of fucking death to me personally.
Yeah.
I hated that program. I'm sorry, no offense to Randy Orton if he's watching, but that was a kiss of death. He did the Wyatt fight, and then like it was so obvious he was going to turn because I think Bray Wyatt was like the champion at the time. And
Mhm.
it's like these people are like flaming weird motherfuckers, and here we've got Randy Orton, the flaming viper. He stands up like one of his soul footing, like. Which of these is going to turn? I don't know. You know what I mean?
yeah, Randy Orton is who you're booked with when your career is fucking dead, because that guy he is death personified. I don't give a shit. I can't fucking stand Randy Orton. I think he's one of the most boring wrestlers out there. And yeah, that feud with Bray Wyatt was it was painful, man. I'd rather watch. I loved the Firefly Funhouse thing
I
with
was
John
just about to bring
Cena.
that up. That was the
Yeah.
best cinematic match I ever saw in my
Fucking
life.
loved it.
Really?
Okay?
I
It
fucking
was-
hated it. Man.
Well,
Yeah.
look, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Everything was gone to shit. But this is what Bray Wyatt should have.
He was
been.
theater. Yeah, he was literally
he was
theater.
theater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like because
go on, guys.
I'm actually watching the debut of The Fiend again,
Yeah.
and we forget how good that debut was, which was like it was the third battle, and then all of a sudden the lights come out, and then all you heard was Yowie Wowie, and all of a sudden he was da 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 da, and he's coming up with the thing blood with his face on it.
Yeah.
So-
Great debut. Yeah.
No,
Jose?
for me, actually,
Oh, go on,
sorry.
yeah.
For me, I think the person, and unfortunately, he's left us a while back as well. Luke Harper came out really well because of
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt. I mean,
Yeah.
if anything, I think he had even though I think he had a more distinguished career within the WWE than Bray Wyatt did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at him and you think to yourself, wow, this guy. I'm really shocked that somebody with his initial look can give such amazing matches. You know, like his matches were really good. You know, he was really good in the ring, and then, but unfortunately, with him, because of his appearance and what he said, was that how he you know, he's a New Yorker, and Vince expected him to sound like a redneck. You know, and he couldn't do it, so which is why he was quiet all the time.
yeah, which was just again a testament to what a prick Vince McMahon is.
Yeah.
On Brody Lee, Luke Harper, like some of the matches him and Rowan had against the New Day were spectacular. Spectacular. I could have watched them feud all day long. They were incredible.
Yep.
Yeah. So, guys, go on.
I was also going to say,
Sam, you finished?
Sorry, Sam.
Yeah.
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 Okay, guys.
Sorry, Sam. Do you want to say anything more?
No. Go for it, boss.
I was going to say the other thing is when he became the Fiend, that character was booked so badly. I mean, I know he was like WWE champion, but they seemed to like book him in matches where he had this red light on all the time.
I
like,
hated
some
that.
sort of Amsterdam prostitute,
Yeah.
and he was like it's ridiculously stupid. And then, like,
It was the Seth Rollins match that killed him for me.
It was
when he
Goldberg
got
for
buried,
me.
like, it was over. It
It was
over for
Goldberg.
him.
It was Goldberg for me. The minute he got beat
the
by
first
old
match he had for the
Goldberg,
title, flaming like, and Seth Rollins in a flaming Hell in a Cell match, which is no flaming DQ.
they killed the Hell in a Cell match.
By hitting with a flaming hammer.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And losing
can
to
never-
Undertaker as well, you know, all of these things, like,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, when's this guy going to win against somebody significant? You know, like significant.
Yeah.
And no, he just kept getting buried. And,
Bray was
and how
the
you
one.
supposed to take him seriously after that?
Yeah, Bray was the one that should have broke the streak. That would have
Yeah.
been the literal passing of the torch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Zan, back to you.
Yeah, I agree because, like Brock Lesnar, like he never needed it. He's already beaten outside of the streak. he's beaten Undertaker several times. You know, back when Undertaker was the badass, so he didn't need to beat Undertaker again. You know, somebody of significance so somebody who needed a victory needed to, and yeah, I mean, even Roman Reigns would have been better than Brock Lesnar.
Mhm.
Roman Reigns didn't beat the streak; he just beat him the second time. But nevertheless,
Yeah.
I mean, Bray Wyatt would have been good, but I mean, nobody expected that to happen.
I mean, but when he returned at Extreme Rules, that was a phenomenal entrance as well, where he even had the door and he even had the shining light and he came through it and he had that flaming awesome rock song. It wasn't as good as his original song, which is awesome. Walking in Fear of what it's called.
Yeah.
No, sorry guys, but for me, like, there's no point in building up this scary character if they keep getting fucking beaten all the time. You know
That's
what I mean?
the issue. Yeah, that's the issue.
Like,
when it happens the second, the third time. Yeah,
you could do all these mind games and entrance gimmicks and stuff like that, but in the ring, he's getting his ass fucking handed to him every fucking time. You know what I mean? So like, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I will say this, Bray. We got to see that extension of himself. That was cool when he came back, and I wish they would have kept him like that, where he got to talk as him. I was like, okay, you're seeing kind of a new Bray Wyatt.
The kids TV presenter. That
it was afterwards.
This is when he came back.
This is when he came back. You got to see him be himself. Like, he was like, I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you guys for keeping me in your hearts, and thank you for keeping me here. I'm like, all right, that Bray Wyatt could have went somewhere.
Yeah, and then they decided to put their Uncle Howdy shit on top of it, which I guarantee wasn't his idea. I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
I'd be willing to put really decent money on that. And he had that terrible match, which I'm going to say right here, right now. If that match comes up, we're not voting for it. I put that forward because I think that's bad taste. Because if the guy was having COVID issues,
I mean, yeah. That gets a pass now because of the situation. I know that kind of sounds patronizing and you should always be like hard no matter what, but it gets a pass because it's just the fucking booking, and you're a fiend and your fight is sponsored by a fucking drink. It's just what a tragedy, man. What a fucking tragedy.
I hate it when WWE do that lighting shit, man. It really distracts you from the fucking match. And sometimes if the lighting is not full, you don't see the match properly because they got all this funky lighting. They did that with Sin Cara matches and shit like that back in the day.
I don't even like it when they have lighting on the crowd. I hate that shit. I always have. I always will.
I 100% agree. I want just quickly, just on what Zam said. Zam, the only reason we could see what was going on is because of LA Knight's fucking neon
green tights and shit.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what the fuck is going on. Sorry, Cats.
I was going to say, but no, the worst one than the lighting in that was when he took on Randy Orton in that that WrestleMania where we had a ring with flaming bugs being projected.
Oh yeah, the projector. Yeah,
that was really fucking
weird.
bad. That was the worst he had.
And
plus, he got rumoured with such stupid shit, like with flaming Alexa Bliss and the flaming black flaming. Flaming the character that she was, and the flaming box and all that shit, and like
the doll and all that.
He was set on fire.
I just call her Sister Bliss.
Yeah,
because I can't remember what it was called.
Actually, it was two WrestleManias he took on Fame Randy Orton. The second one was where he came back from Fame being burnt alive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was stupid as well. And then Flaming Alexa Bliss with the Flaming Black Eagle when he got released the next day. He's like, cheers, guys. Thank you for making this guy lose twice to the same guy at WrestleMania and then get buried again.
Yeah, but it's fucking ridiculous.
I am going to go ahead and say, though, they need to. We're going to put him in the 2024 Hall of Fame. It's happening. So, yeah, you might as well just go ahead and do that. And he's going to be in every single WWE game from here on out. He will be in every 2K game.
Hall of Fame, I agree, but I don't want to put him so soon. Like, it almost feels patronizing. You know what I mean? Putting him in the Hall of Fame so soon. It almost feels very like you're dead now. We're going to throw you in the Hall of Fame. Like give it a couple of years. Then we get another reminder that Bray Wyatt, all of that sort of stuff.
This is what I want. Sorry.
No, I mean, then maybe Mike Rotunda or Bo Dallas, whoever, they've had enough time to heal, and to then talk about him fondly in that sense, after he's passed away.
that's a
But
good
yeah,
point.
I think
give it a year, give it another
yeah.
year, and then put him in
Yeah.
2025. Yeah.
I mean, because what I was hoping was going to happen tonight is that they do nothing to do with it for the first bit, and then like the last quarter, they have like the lights go out, and then both Dallas comes out with the full gear because he's done it before anyway, and he comes out with the lantern and just leaves the lantern in the middle of the ring.
I don't even think Bo Dallas is going to be there, dude. His brother just fucking died.
I think it's going to be Braun and Cody in the main event, is what I heard. That might be the main event tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping that somebody comes out with that fight with that original.
They were back in the day of Legacy and stuff like that. He could pay a tribute. I mean, is Eric Rowan still around?
Yeah. He's in AEW.
He's in AEW, I think.
They could bring him in, though. They could
he's
bring
not
him
there
in.
full time, really.
No, he's not there full time, so he could come in.
Even Alexa Bliss could say something. I mean,
yeah, tonight.
Yeah, she could come in. I know she's up the duff, but she could still come in.
Yeah, tonight is the night. I think they're making it an entire tribute show. From what
they're
I heard.
doing, they're not just doing like a one-off, ring the bell and all that. I think that they've literally changed the entire programming because of it. And go on, guys.
And the fact is like a couple of things happened, which was Booker T got told on
air.
On the bloody air.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he was probably shaken up by it because it's obviously that when you work with somebody like Logan, everyone has not a bad word to say about this guy. Everyone says, "Oh, he's really nice. He would go out his way to be nice to fans. Like he would go out there, like he would sign anything. Like even if he was a bit down that day, he said if a fan came up to me because he realised that apparently because he'd been like." His dad was on the road a lot. His dad would tell him stories about like people not signing shit for kids. He's like, because apparently someone he was a big fan of somebody, and that person just fobbed him off for a signature. So he says from that I'm always going to be nice to my fans because he says that fan will grow up to be somebody someday, and they've got to do the same for the next person. So that's like kind of the person he was.
Yeah.
You don't need to live the gimmick nowadays as much as you did back in the day. Like people are very aware. People show that up, down, down is kind of blatantly destroyed.
They've broken kayfabe more times than anybody.
Yeah. Like you got all these heels coming along playing video games and stuff like that. And it's just they don't need to. I mean, like you're insulting people's intelligence as well. When you do this shit.
Yeah, but kayfabe's dead anyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to say something. If I get onto wrestling shows, sorry, this is not hipster, this is legit. If we'll at one point where the whole flaming Bray Wyatt shit, I will do that on one show just because he was one of my favorite wrestlers.
You could easily not pull off a Bray Wyatt, in my opinion.
You should wear ball gag as well for the love. They fucking cut him, but they won't cut me. Bite for the ball gag.
I do have a white shirt and white shorts around here somewhere. But I mean, as I said, like the thing is that he was one of my favorite wrestlers because I like guys who are outside the norm. Like your Stings, your Undertakers, people like that. People who kind of like have like as you were saying before, Paddy, like a presence about them. Because this guy. I think he held more or less every. I think he, apart from like maybe the mid-level belts, he held basically every championship. He was like WWE champion, and he was like tag champion and stuff like that.
Universal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put just to rebut here. I wouldn't put Sting outside the norm, dude. I mean, the guy was like throughout the '90s, he was like the Hulk Hogan of the NWA. I mean,
it became. It became. Sorry, Sam. You carry on, and I'll speak afterwards.
I mean, I know he changed his gimmick here and there. But but still, like he by that time he was so established that he could do things like that and still be like a legendary wrestler. So like he was always, so he wasn't about necessarily being outside the norm by then. He was just Sting, the legend. Going Joker, going Crow, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's fair.
Undertaker's a bit different to a degree, but even then, like the guy. I mean, look, when I think of outside the norm, I think of Mick Foley because he's like he's like Rotunda. They're burly guys. You know what I mean? They're not muscular like Adonises like Undertaker once was and Sting was. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it outside the norm. People like Kevin Owens, who I really like. He's just a fat guy, but he's so versatile. And stuff like that. Bam Bam Bigelow, those are outside the norms for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's outside the norms, and then there's theatrical outside the norms. There's supernatural outside the norms as well.
Bray's in that supernatural. Yep.
Bray would kind of fit. But yeah, it's a damn shame. Absolute damn shame. It'll be interesting to watch SmackDown tonight just to see what they do. But you huge fucking loss because 36. I mean, he's only 36. That's nothing.
36, 38. Okay, I'm hearing.
No, 36.
36.
Fuck, that's even worse. Jesus Christ.
Hey, 36.
10 years younger than me.
He has 4 fucking kids as well.
Yeah.
3.
4.
3.
Yeah, 3 with his ex-wife. With
okay. So
No, he had 2 with JoJo and 1 with his ex-wife. Yeah.
Sure, that's a look.
Yeah, double check it. Yeah, literally everyone was saying he leaves behind 3 kids.
The one thing's for sure, though, that nobody here is going to disagree with, of this generation, Bray will go down arguably as like one of the top 10 of this era. He's going down as one of those top
For
guys.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
He can rise above the shit booking and to be called a legend because of what he did.
And as far as misused talents, he's easily at the top of the list of like all
Number 1
misused. Yeah.
Number 1.
Easily.
By far. Because they just didn't allow him to reach his full potential. I know we talk about your Zack Ryders and your Damian Sandowns, things like that. With Zack Ryder, he would have ended up becoming a stale pony at some point, unless he was able to do a Matt Cardona. But even then, he didn't have the kind of creativity that Bray has. And had Bray been given a bit more free reign, we could have just gone crazy with it. But here again, the biggest problem I had before the Fiend stuff, you had the Wyatt family, and all you ever had in there was Daniel Bryan, and he was only in there for 2 weeks. The Wyatt family should have been a huge fucking cult that slowly took over the WWE.
Yep.
All right. It just slowly engulfed it. I know we've had like your NWOs do all this kind of shit, but this one would have been different. Gaz.
Yeah, there's an amazing thing that he did that people don't talk about, and I think this is one of the best things he did, where these kids came out and they started singing, "We got the whole world in his hands," and then all of a sudden, like they crowded around because he was in. I think it was either in the cellar.
And then Cena like starts crying and shit.
And then all of a sudden he comes out, he's going, and it goes dark and they're all wearing sheet masks. Is that?
Yep.
So they should have done stuff like that with wrestlers and stuff.
That's what I mean. So, but exactly that. So a great example would be once you start thinking, oh hey, go to talk to a wrestler behind stage. You know when they do the backstage stuff.
Yep.
And instead of cutting the promo, they start singing "He's got the whole world in his hands," and then bang, that wrestler's in the Wyatt family kind of thing, and you slowly start seeing them take over, and it just becomes this thing, and then obviously you build it up to kind of break it down slowly, or it just became an established thing for years, just like the NWO did. But this one's a lot different because you could be a lot more theatrical, a lot more mysterious, a lot more horror-like, and it is the biggest missed opportunity that WWE had was not having the Wyatt cult.
And you have Hollywood, and you've got Hollywood fucking writers that could know this shit, but they don't.
No.
Yeah.
Because Vince is just dumb. He's not wrestling. He doesn't know wrestling. He doesn't even know entertainment. They say he's an entertainment guy. No, he's not. He's a businessman. That's it. He could do business stuff.
Vince is a man-child.
But he's a moron in everything else. He's a creative moron.
Yep. Yeah, because you got to remember that the character Bray Wyatt wasn't a creation of Bray McMahon. It was a creation of Wyndham Rotunda. Because basically because there was a character from the 90s played by Dan Spivey called Waylon Mercy, was it? Waylon Mercy. Whereas this crazy cult leader who wore Hawaiian shirts, and basically he took that idea and basically went, all right, they fucked it up then. How can I improve it for now? And basically, that's what he did. He brought on Luke Harper, he brought in Eric Rowan and Fabian. They had the entrance, they had everything, and it's just like, how could you fuck this up? And
Yeah.
WWE fucked it up.
One of my
time.
biggest,
They never expanded on it, and it really frustrates me.
and one of my
I
biggest
remember when they had Braun
regrets.
Strowman come in.
My biggest
Yeah.
regret as a Bray Wyatt guy is we never got to see Colt babyface Bray. That
Yeah.
would have been fucking interesting if they would have
Yeah,
done that. with
I think
Bray
he had
Wyatt.
I think he was going to famously for one time, but I think he got injured. just
Yeah,
to
he
see
got
what was gonna
hurt.
happen.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that was at the time when they fought against like Alberto Del Rio and all of them lot with the
Yeah,
shield.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just such a fucking, just a huge waste. Just a
Yeah.
huge waste. Like, and you could have had like what you could have had, the resistance could have been shield and then the shield growing.
Yep.
So you would have had like half of the company is fucking Wyatt family, the other half is shield, and you could have had just a fucking fantastic blow off at Royal Rumble. You could have
Yep.
done a Royal Rumble where it would have been half of the fucking ring is the Wyatt family, the other half is the Shield, or the whole pay-per-view
Well,
could have been.
Survivor Series would
that.
have been better, man, for
Yeah,
that.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Well,
But
with
the
the
problem
Survivor
is that
Series,
was good to
it's,
see the what-
it's
it's a
4
good-
and 4. We're talking about half.
You can make it
half-
5-on-5. They've done it. They've done that before.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine. But I
Put 'em
just
in a-
think the Rumble would have been like just more interesting
Yeah.
because it's different.
And then they
But,
would have had.
Survivor
To, and
Series
then they
would
would
have
have had
been,
to
right?
fight
Yeah.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have had to fight it out, and that would have been interesting.
Well, no, that's what I mean. So if the Wyatt family wins,
Yep.
they will get out the ring and it's just Bray there.
Yep.
And Bray like just wins and he goes off.
Yeah,
and
they
then-
do the $1 million man thing. Hey, motherfucker, get out! All
Yeah,
right,
that's it. That's it. And it just they just lacked any brains in fucking wrestling because
Yeah.
AEW is just as bad with their creativity. That's why like Collision's like a breath of fresh air because you're like, oh hey, they're actually doing stuff and feuding that's lasting and
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question though. What was your favorite Bray Wyatt run? I've got to say it was the original one. I've got to say, it much as I do like the Fiend and the kind of creativity, they fucked it up so much that I've got to say it's the original run.
no, the original. I wasn't a fan of the Fiend. I like the
No, that's
Firefly
what I'm saying.
Funhouse, but the original.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and throw a curveball here for me. Mr. Rogers Fiend was tremendously underrated. The time that he was wrestling just as Mr. Rogers against the Miz and Daniel Bryan and shit, I thought that shit was great when he wasn't being the Fiend, when he was just being himself and beating the fuck out of people and being like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I caused that." I like that version of Bray. Yep.
I'm going to be really controversial. Husky Harris. Oh my god, one of them. Amazing, absolutely for him. Yeah, that was the greatest of all time. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really have a dog in this particular fight because it was all regarding Bray Wyatt, the character, all of that Fiend, the TV presenter. It was all like just one big amalgamation. Well, I was concerned for the way I was watching wrestling, but by then,
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Fair
All right.
enough.
So that's Bray Wyatt. May he rest in peace. Off to the buzzards, my friend. So just quickly sticking with TV, film and TV, we have All In this weekend. AEW All In. I was umming and ahhing whether to do a live reaction to it, but I don't think I'm going to bother. The main reason being, when we do these, I miss out on the crowd stuff.
Yeah, you
And
want to
so-
watch it as a fan.
Yeah, I just want to watch it as a fan. I want to just get this hot crowd in without us talking over it, and I miss out on it. So I personally won't be doing a reaction on this channel to it. Just gonna enjoy it for what it is. And
I
also,
could give you a suggestion. You mean if you headphones it, then that way you can hear the fans.
I do headphones it, but I just not the same because I get everyone's talking over it.
Yeah,
And
and you just can't
it's
get
just-
in
I
the
hate
immersion
it.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it. So I don't want to do it for this particular one. Anything else, fine. I don't really care.
And let me
This
And
one
let
with
me-
a 90,000 strong European
Yep.
crowd.
say something to the tribalism fucks. Get over yourselves. Jesus, AEW will be all right. This is good. This is what we want. We want these companies having big stadium shows. I mean, yeah, TV is ass, but the pay-per-views have been fucking amazing in stadiums, and this is good. for wrestling and AEW. We
Yeah,
want this kind of shit.
Yeah, because the independent wrestling scene this weekend will probably do mega business because it's like with WrestleMania weekend. With ROH and I think a lot of indies around whatever area they're in usually clean up pretty well. So it'll do like Progress and Rev Pro and flaming all the London indies will probably make mega money and good for indie wrestlers.
Yeah, it's fantastic. This kind of shit is fucking fantastic for wrestling.
For everyone.
There's no negatives here. Well, maybe the card, but I'm just saying that as a business as a whole, it's brilliant.
This is great. Yeah, this is.
But people don't understand that. Look, dude, the problem is, and it's mainly from your end of the pond over here. We don't really have people just like wrestling.
Yeah.
But over there, everything's tribal. Everything's fucking tribal.
I cannot stand tribalism.
Yeah, it's not just politics. It's gaming. It's
everything.
Fucking genres. It's
everything.
It's everything. Everything is tribal, and it really pisses me off. And a lot of the times in the wrestling places, I'll be like, "We're British. I'm British. We don't understand this kind of shit. We just like wrestling." I just, I just belittle them in that regard. And it's wrestling.
And I'm going to go ahead and give it to you guys. You guys are a better crowd than America ever is. I'll be real. UK is rowdy as fuck. That is what I love about that fan base. Y'all get so fucking amped. It's just amazing.
And I think that's what's going to be the key to the show in Wembley, because I think that the fans will, even if the show's shit, will make that show a lot better than it is.
Yeah.
They're going to make it their own thing. They're going to make it like, I always say, if you want to see what crowds do when they're bored, go back and watch Sheamus versus Randy Orton. I think it was back in 2015. No. The crowd was screaming, doing their own thing, like chanting
doing the wave and shit.
The wave, beach balls, talking about whatever, chanting different names and all this kind of shit. You can go and find
all the football chants you can think of, man.
It was brilliant, and you could see that Orton and Sheamus were pissed off. And they deserve to be, because they're both.
Sorry, you're talking about after Raw.
Yeah, they were. It was the
Raw after Mania.
Yeah. No one gave a shit about them.
No one cares. They're boring. They're absolutely boring. Sheamus has had a redemption of late.
When Michael Cole gets a chant,
you done fucked up.
They were chanting everyone. Yeah, Michael Cole. Just you fucking name it.
Randy Orton is the master of the 1,001 chin locks. That's the problem with him.
That's it. Yeah, he's just boring. He's just a boring cunt. But he can execute a wonderful RKO, but that's all he has. He doesn't have anything else.
The RKO is a hard move to take, I can tell you. Sorry.
But back to my point, the fans are going to make this show. This is good. This is what the fuck we want for wrestling. So you tribalism fucks need to get over yourself. I don't care if this is a WWE or AEW thing. This is great. I mean, TV is ass, but we are in a boom period in terms of stadium shows right now. And I cannot wait to see what wrestling just does next.
Yeah. That's why I just want to sit back and just watch it full on speakers and just enjoy the fucking noise that they bring.
What time is it?
Is it 8 p.m. our time? Let's have a look.
Yeah, but
I'd like to think it's going to be in the morning for me, like 10 a.m. in the morning.
I think so.
Yeah.
6 p.m. UK time.
Okay, so it'll be early.
Yeah, so it'll be quite easy. All right, so I reckon we watch it and then we do a review of it.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah,
because I'll
that's a good idea.
I'll watch it live.
Yeah.
I'm the same with you. I want to get the crowd in, because I reckon the crowd in that Flaming Stadium will be awesome.
Big time.
Even just the show shit.
Yeah.
And I don't even. Here's the weird thing: I don't even care about the match card, because I know nothing besides MJF Cole versus Aussie Open and MJF and Adam Cole for the main event.
It's closer for the women's title. It's like 4-way.
Yeah, so they're doing like all these multi-man matches.
FTR versus the Bucks, which no, it's not FTR, because FTR Flaming.
No, 50 are there. They're there.
Oh, all right, that'll be good.
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't like. It's nothing. He hasn't broken anything major. It's fucking Florida.
Punk versus Joe should be really good.
Yeah.
The Stadium Stampede. I'm hoping that's not a fuckery.
No, you know what? I'll watch the shit out of the Stadium Stampede. They're stupid, but you can enjoy the stupidity of it. Like, again, I laughed my ass off at the one where Matt Jackson.
Jericho.
doing superplex,
Yeah.
plex, and
And Jericho
suplex.
goes like this with the cone on his head.
Yeah, Jericho with a cone on his head. Oh my god, loved it. I fucking loved it. I
Yo.
don't care.
Yep.
I don't care. I loved it because I don't
Yep.
take the product seriously. So it's just like, hey,
Yeah.
that was stupid. I want more of it.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole Blackpool Combat Club thing. Their teams have kept changing over and over again. Santana or Ortiz are back, which is good. Proud and Powerful were a great tag team, so it's good to see that they're getting along. Hopefully, because behind the scenes they weren't really friends. So
Yeah.
it'll be good to see them come back. I can't remember much of the card, but MJF versus Adam Cole and CM Punk, Samoa Joe. Lovely jubbly. I'll take that, and whatever else they come. It's a shame, they have such an injured roster.
Yep.
Because they wanted to do big things with Jamie Hayter, they wanted to do big things with Daniel Bryan and all this, Bryan Danielson, and they just couldn't, unfortunately. So, yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. It's great for wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hilarious to see how WWE are so salty about it. And I'm like, you don't need to be salty, because if they do that, then it means you have to compete with them, and then that just means
And that's not what we want to
wrestling
happen.
wins again, though, because if then that just means WWE come to London with England with a WrestleMania, then fucking everybody wins. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, when companies fight, we win.
Yeah, UFOs are real is your John 3:16. We'll call it Gemini 69. There you go. Perfect. So yeah, that's it on wrestling. Just briefly as well, Charles Martinet is no longer going to be voicing Mario.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, and he's actually
congratulations. You voiced an annoying character.
Yeah, well, he's now becoming like some sort of like leader in Nintendo. If he's like some sort of like voicing leader or something like that. So they're moving him up.
He's moving up in the world and all the. I don't really care. What am I gonna miss? Yaha! Woohoo! Oh, fuck
yeah, but it's better than Fabian Chris Pratt
That was fine. It was fine as Mario. It made more sense than Martinet. I couldn't have had Martinet for 90 minutes.
That was fine. The same way Chris Evans was fine as Buzz Lightyear. And regarding this guy who is the voice of Mario, somebody like that could easily be imitated. You know what I mean? So it's no big deal. It's no loss.
Yeah, exactly. It's no major loss. I just thought I'd bring it up because I literally want to say, who cares? As long as he's healthy, that's all that matters. I talked a few weeks about Echo's release date being pushed back or non-existent. Apparently, that's not. It's not changed. It's still coming out as scheduled. It just wasn't mentioned at the time. I can't remember. I think it's November.
I'm going to look up this year in gaming and see what all we got coming out, because I know it's gaming season right now.
Oh, dude, I'm just about to go all in on gaming because we just had Gamescom.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go.
So we just had a fuckload of shit drop. Firstly, I just want to quickly mention Command & Conquer Legions. EA, go fuck yourselves. Bringing out Command & Conquer on mobile when all fans are sitting there screaming, give us generals.
They did that for real?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, my
God. So that means you're going to be able to build 3 squadrons before you need to wait or pay like £4 for a framing energy pack.
Exactly.
Regarding Gamescom, just to go on a little bit on a sideward slant here, that dickhead who ran on the stage.
Oh yeah, I heard about that guy.
Tried to interview. Now the thing is, a couple of years ago, this one kid, the Jewish Bill Clinton kid, what he did was really clever because he merged himself with the winners. He looked like he was part of that group, and he came on, mentioned that Bill Clinton was his favorite rabbi. Everyone wondering what the fuck's going on. World class trolling. This guy ran on the stage, while the interviewer, so the host, is doing his thing. Tried to grab his mic and mention Bill. He said Bill Clinton. So he's using other people's shit. He's not even being original. You know what I mean? And he's not even being clever with it by immersing himself and then sliding in there, hiding himself in plain sight. No, he just did a run on stage. So it was really stupid. Plus the security nowadays, what happened with Bret Hart 4 years ago and all of that sort of stuff, they need to be a lot more on it. But this guy could have had a fucking knife or God knows what. You know what I mean? and he's running on stage, you know, getting his hands on these presenters and stuff like that. It's ridiculous, and you know, security needs to be a lot smarter than what they are now. They're a bit too lackadaisical, in my opinion, letting people get away with all types of shit.
Yeah, it was like I didn't even know what it said. He just mumbled something and then moved on. I saw it. I saw the picture of us. I was like, "Fuck me!" Is that what Theo Walcott's deciding to do when he retires? Because I thought it was Theo Walcott for a second. It looks a bit like him.
Yeah.
You just see the picture. I was just like, "Well, that's a interesting choice." But yeah, fuck that guy. You know, let's not. It's the sad thing is it's happened 2 years in a row now, and it's probably going to happen again.
Yes.
No, it's going to be a thing. Just like this new thing that these I'm the main character syndrome people have with throwing shit at people on stage now to injure them.
It's that girl. That girl had a phone, like the singer. She had a phone
Baby
thrown at her
Erector.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Baby
like it just ruined
Erector,
everything. Like
Taylor Swift.
yeah.
Yeah.
All these people are here to watch a show, and then one guy decides to fuck it up. And it just did like then you get like performances in the future that are more like behind bars because people can't be trusted. Like there's this one, so like another tangent here. Like, you know, for instance, we have Stonehenge. There was a time where people could just walk around the stones, touch the stones, all of that shit. But because we live in a society now, you know, of anarchy and vandalism, you know what I mean? You can't get anywhere near them anymore. You know what I mean? Because you can't trust people. Where people do stupid fucking things.
Yeah, you get idiots going to Italy and engraving the Colosseum or walls outside that are thousands of years old and all this kind of shit just for clout. And it's like, don't be a cock. It's never gonna be a positive, Alok. You're gonna get fucked for it. So just stop. Again, this is the problem when you grow up in a right-wing world where everyone talks, praises individualism at the cost of whatever. And you get fucking dickheads doing shit like this with no meaning behind it, no point. Just, hey, look at me. Let me be as big of a cunt as I could be and woohoo. So, yeah, fuck all that shit.
I wonder why we can't have nice things.
Exactly. Right, let's get back onto games. Assassin's Creed Mirage dropped, and it's basically classic Assassin's Creed. So we've had the new Coke, and now we're back to Assassin's Creed Classic. Which that's fine by me. Give me more of that.
Yeah.
You know, I was happy with Assassin's Creed just being in a new setting with the kind of same gameplay. A couple of tweaks were always needed. Like it needed to be a bit better with the stealth and the character movement. It was really shit with that. It took years before you can even crouch or hide behind things, you know, that kind of stuff.
Well, not all of the games were letting you crouch, you know, and all of that sort of stuff. And I know Unity you could crouch.
Unity was the first one where you could fucking crouch.
Yeah, and then the games after, but not all the games after that let you crouch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and you couldn't wall hug and like you could do in some of the games. Yeah, and stuff. Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. It's a stealth game with none of the Splinter Cell elements that made it a fucking stealth game. So that's the kind of shit but anyway.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, great. Assassin's Creed Jade dropped. It looks like another mobile game.
Oh,
so
that's the one set in China, yeah.
That's the one set in China. So that's absolute garbage. It looks garbage, and it's going to be micro laden garbage. And Ubisoft don't learn. It'll be interesting to see if they could do well with an Assassin's Creed game on mobile because all their other mobile ventures have failed spectacularly. Black Flag is the best of the lot. That and Rogue are the two best Assassin's Creed. We've gone through that before. Crimson Desert. Now, did anyone see that?
No,
yes, because you posted it.
Not.
Yes. No. Okay, Gaz, I know you saw it because I posted it. All right, I'll get the trailer up for you guys.
It looks amazing.
It looks amazing. However, the sad news is I found out that it's the people behind fucking Black Desert, which is a microtransaction laden fucking game. Really? So it's a damn shame. But I'm gonna play it anyway because it's one of those where the more you watch the video, the more shit it reveals and the more amazing it looks. It borrows from a lot of familiar games, but let's just do it anyway.
It looks great.
Yeah, we do that. It'll fix itself in a minute. Let me check this quickly.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Huh.
Have you posted it?
Hmm?
I can't see shit.
Is it not playing?
No.
No.
Oh, what the
No,
fuck?
you haven't posted it in the thingy.
Oh,
I'm
for
just-
fuck's sake,
Okay.
why didn't it do it? Look, I said share.
I can see it. It just needs to be
Yeah, hang on. Wait, is that full screen?
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Let's do that again. God damn it. I forgot it was. Get used to this stupid thing. You can see it now, yeah?
Yeah.
It just gets crazier with the stuff you can do as you watch.
Like a medieval Red Dead.
Yeah, and Assassin's Creed, you'll see later. So that's what I say, it borrows from a lot of other games. But as long as the micros are just cosmetic, I don't mind. Red Dead. That's a great big fucking crap. Oh yeah, maybe. Assassin's Creed. They climb trees and traverse. That's what I fucking want in a game. Bit of everything.
Yeah, wow, that's very Assassin's Creed. There.
Yeah, that's Tears of the
like him
Kingdom,
going through the
Horse.
bushes and stuff like that looked pretty cool.
Yeah. You can drift with a horse and Povo. It's incredible. And
Oh, well, that's really good.
you can
That I
fucking
like.
fly. And you can climb tree big.
Basically, it does other muscles.
Yeah. The skydive.
There's a lot going on in this game, man.
That was it. How fucking good does that look?
Okay, this better be a single player game. I'm going to be pissed if they make it like an online thing where you got to be online all the time.
I can't remember. I don't. It's not single player. It's multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
From what I hear. But
I'll
it's
say
definitely
that-
single
I'll say-
player. Yeah, go on, Zan.
I'll say this, like it looks good, but I'm having a similar vibe to how I was when I saw the Rebel Moon trailer. It just feels like they're getting all the best bits from previous games and they're making this game. You know, it feels like an amalgamation of everything we've seen before. But if it plays well and all of that, then it should that shouldn't be a problem regardless. But I'm not blown away by it. I hope it's as I hope it's just fun to play. That's all that matters to me. But I've seen stuff like this before.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but for me, like, yeah, like I said, like I'm very excited for all this, the amount of different shit you could do it in it, like just the fact that it has all the elements from other games, you know, the traversing, the gliding down, the turning into a fucking whatever that thing was, and all this kind of shit. I like it. It gives you, you know, it gives you a bit of like Tears of the Kingdom with Assassin's Creed with what was the name of that game? Prototype. You know that it gave me like Prototype vibes, things like that. My main issue is going to be what are the micros going to be like? Because with Black Desert, that's what ruined the game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what ruined the fucking game. Gemini, what are your issues? I know you've said earlier, you said issues, I has them. So yes, I'd like to hear your issues. Again, with gaming, Zam's right as well. They show you the good shit, but the game might be a broken piece of shit. The company's track record is more, for me, my worry is more to do with their micro stuff. It's the same company that, do you remember that DokeV game that came out and was like, what the fuck is this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same company that did this as well. That game's disappeared. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. But yeah, don't expect this to be straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got some news regarding Modern Warfare, folks.
No, God.
They said that all 16 maps from Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, are going to be available at launch. So if you're a multiplayer guy, that's at least a good thing. And open world zombies mode, PvE, is going to be in the game.
Oh, there you go. That's all I want.
Mm-hmm. So,
PvE,
okay.
so give me Outbreak 2.
I'm pre-ordering Modern Warfare 3, it looks like.
Oh, don't pre-order it.
No, I'm not going to pre-order it.
Don't pre-order. Stop pre-ordering. You're feeding the machine, goddammit. You're feeding the machine.
No, you know what you get for pre-ordering a game? You get a big dick in your mouth, Cal.
Wee-hee. I'm just going to wait for it to go to like fucking 30 quid. And then if it's got Outbreak 2, yes. You know, if the zombie game sucks, then no. No, a throwback. An absolute throwback is coming to VR. Now, this game, I loved this game. I played it on both PC and the Philips CDI.
God, you're old.
Yeah.
God, you're old.
I am very old. And so my friend had the Philips CDI. It was the biggest pile of shit ever. The only good thing is it was the kind of predecessor. It was the precursor to DVD, so we got to watch the Power Rangers movie on like Laserdisc, but small Laserdisc, and it was fucking awesome.
Hi, Gio. Right, Jose. It is worth having a CGI just to play the Zelda games on it.
God, y'all are old. Y'all are old.
No. I never played it, but I know people are dead.
Oh no, we played it. It was awful. Fucking hell.
But the cartoons from the Zelda CDI games are just terrible. Just overall, if you've never seen them, track them down on YouTube. They are worth watching.
Ow.
Yeah, just check them out. The game I'm talking about is, of course, the Seventh Guest.
Oh yes.
Wait, Zelda porn? What?
No, the Seventh Guest. It's a puzzle game. Gaz, you remember it, right?
I know it's a system.
Yeah, Zam, do you remember the Seventh Guest?
No, ow, God, this little fucker's biting my finger. No.
So it's a classic like puzzle game, and there was a chess puzzle where I remember, like on the CDI, we got stuck on it, and at the same time, when I went to Greece, a friend of mine had it on the PC, so I was playing it on the PC. I know I should be at the beach, but fuck you, computers, you know. And so we had a literal Greek chess champion with us at the time. We couldn't solve the puzzle, and we didn't know he was a chess champion because he was like super modest. And he goes, "What's the struggle? I don't understand." He just sat there within 2 minutes. I said to him, "I spent the last month with my friend in England trying to figure this fucking puzzle out, and you just solved it in 5 minutes." So I learned chess because of him. So he taught me how to play chess. As I went back to England and I solved that puzzle. But the game was amazing. It had these little VR cutscenes and of these ghosts and all this kind of shit. So you're trying to solve the mystery of what happened. And it's just a wonderful puzzle game. And it's coming to VR and it looks just as glorious as it did on VR. I'll show you a video, but because it's very niche, it's very personal, it's just not worth showing the video. So I'm happy with that. I won't ever play it because I don't have VR2. You know, I'm not stupid with money. Also, we had. I'm going to show. Right, I'm going to show you this one. Streets of Rogue 2.
Ooh,
Streets of Rogue.
Yeah, Streets of Rogue, not Rage. Streets of Rogue 2.
okay.
It's not what you think it is, but it's hilarious. Okay, Streets of Rogue 2. Trailer, which is the one I saw. That one. Right. No, pause, you dickhead. Right. Let's try and get this right now. Okay. Share screen, and this time press the fucking thing that says show
There you
on
go.
stream. All right.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Hang on. Let me play the wait. Is that this one. Play this one first. One second, guys. Yeah.
What do you guys
Damn
talk
it, don't
about
play
a-
now, you piece of shit. Oh, well.
Hey, calm down.
All right.
Welcome to the City of Dreams.
Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where anyone can get a fresh start.
Streets of capitalism.
Where a corrupt president enjoys a bit too much power.
No, it's the United States the game.
Yeah.
United States of America the game.
Well, sometimes you just have to go rogue.
Love the fucking 80s music.
Oh, it's become France now.
Listen,
But
0 out of 5
remember,
stars
there
unless
can
they-
only be
unless they
one
behead him.
president. Welcome to the
Sorry,
streets where anything is possible.
Hey, leave it alone.
Streets of Rogue 2 is an immersive open-world sandbox dialed up to 11.
Monopoly to the start.
Be who you want. Write your own story. And you can do all of it with friends.
So it's like Stardew Valley on acid.
Yeah.
Mixed in with old school
GTA.
Yep.
GTA, yeah.
Yeah.
Streets of Rogue 2 is coming to Steam in 2024. Add the game to your wish list.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Once it comes to console, I'll get that shit.
You've got Xbox, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah, because it might end up being an Xbox exclusive on
I mean,
console.
a game like that doesn't look like it'll take too much power off your PC.
No,
Yeah, I mean, it's got
No.
it looks very
But
old school.
I've got a Mac, and you know Mac doesn't play shit when it comes to Steam, so I might be SOL on that.
yeah, that's it, just wait for it to come out on console. Yeah, Gemini, it does. It looks fun. I love those kind of games that are just like, they don't always have to be gritty, hardcore pish. They could just be just a bit of
You
silliness.
just go in and go do stupid shit. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of stupid shit, I'll show you this game as well. You guys chat while I find it.
All right.
Hey, you guys
So,
talk about a-
does
you
the
guys
Oh,
talk
no,
about-
stop biting me.
There's a Cyberpunk game that was released as well that looks really good. Not the same as but this is another Cyberpunk game.
I think it's like a mobile game, though. The new
Stardew Valley. That's the game I was thinking of when I was watching that trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
there's
said.
an
It's
aesthetic to
Stardew
that
Valley on
game.
acid.
Yeah, that's what Zam said. Yeah, Stardew Valley on.
Oh, Sorry, I wasn't listening to
Oh,
Zane.
that's-
All I hear is "Ow, my birds! Ow, my birds, mate! Ow, my birds! Ow, my butt! Ow, my birds!"
Yeah, so there's also a Neil Blomkamp game coming out called Off the Grid, which the frame rate just looks fucking abysmal, and oh Jesus Christ, and I'll play that as well. But first, let's play this one screen party animals show.
But I feel this is good.
Okay. So this one is a bit like Gang Beats, if you remember Gang Beats.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Timmy still plays Gang Beasts all the time.
Yeah, this is just like that.
Wow, it looks alright.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks hilarious.
It's literally got the Gang Beast physics.
Yeah,
The sort of game you see on Up, Up, Down, Down.
Yep.
yeah.
He cheeky bugger.
Well, I look forward to not playing this game because it's only on Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox and Steam. Fuck you, duck. I don't know what's going on here. Bit furry porn. Stop out with the boomerang scratching his arms. Like, oh, love it.
Okay, that was stupid.
That's supposed
Yeah.
to be stupid.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be. Yeah, that's the whole point of it. So,
A bit like
fucking-
Fall Guys, I guess.
it's no, it's more Gang Beats.
Gang Beast. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it
more
looks
Gang
very
Beats.
Gang Beasts.
Yeah, it's very Gang Beats, which I love that game with a passion. So
You should watch Timmy play it then sometime, man. When he plays it, I mean, he gets all animated and
brilliant. Yeah, well, I will. Just let me know when he's playing it next, and I'll, right. So this one, oh, they've turned off the dislike ratio on this one because it got absolutely battered. So right, so this is the game. It's not playing.
Gemini.
Yeah, this is a party friend game for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So that and show on Steam. Show on stream, not Steam. Right, you can see that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. So Neil Blomkamp produced this.
Yeah.
What's up, Cobra fans? Welcome to Cobra's Corner.
It's shit.
Is this for real? Yes, Black Sabbath. 3 huge
What the fuck?
Look
is
at that
this?
frame rate.
create the ultimate gaming experience. The top video
This
game
looks
players
awful.
in the world
It
looks
are
awful.
in good in real
Yeah.
life battle royale type situation.
It looks like that Bionic Commando game,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
It's not playing
but
around
somehow
on the
worse.
screen.
Well, at least it's third. At least it's third person.
The best of the best.
I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's third person, and like if they improve on it, it could have potential
You
to do all this kind of stuff. But I don't hold any hope for it. I mean, look at the frame rate. You don't advertise a game with that kind of frame rate unless
Of course
it's dead on arrival.
We donate $100,000 worth of Cyberlimbs. But there's a chance for fame.
Feels a little bit like The Division.
There's a chance for fortune.
Yeah. Oh, look at that frame rate. That is
Midtown
awful.
Harbor. Do not.
And it better not be a fucking battle royale.
It will be.
It will be.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me. Welcome to me. Fans, click me. Like me. I don't care. Watch me. Don't.
I'm sorry, this guy's really pissing me off. Sorry.
This,
Yeah,
this
sorry.
dude with
Yeah.
the visor.
But Cyclops, yeah.
Don't forget to smash that like and
Like a
subscribe button.
fucking
That-
Caucasian Geordie LaForge. Yeah, fucking hell.
God, that looks like
Check
shit.
out Off the Grid plays it's a covert corporate war between three companies on. Oh yeah, there you go. Look, so it's blending PVE and PvP. You experience hectic 150 player battle royales. Yeah,
Nope.
fuck you.
No,
Nope,
thank you.
fuck
Nope.
you. Fuck you. This game is dead.
I
on
do have
level.
Mortal Kombat news. John
Go for
Cena and J.K. Simmons are going to be voicing their respective characters.
Oh, okay. J.K.
Nice.
Simmons.
Yep.
J.K. Simmons is going to be a
He,
playable
he's
character.
Omni-Man.
Yep.
He's Omni-Man.
Oh, Omni-Man. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's unknown if Anthony Starr is
What?
going to be voicing Homelander, though. They haven't said that yet.
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
for me,
I would
regarding that-
buy if J.K. Simmons himself was in a Mortal Kombat game, I would buy that Mortal Kombat game.
Yep.
Yeah. Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
me-
Well, and even
I'm
I just
more
just want him to like be able to change into like different versions of himself. Like, you know, like
Yep.
he has like a State Farm one or what is it, Farmers Insurance version.
Or he has what was the one he won the Oscar for where he becomes a drum teacher? You know,
Whiplash.
yeah, he feels like
Yeah.
a zip up people saying, yeah, play
I love that
on
film.
tempo.
But by the way, what I'm interested in is how they're gonna differentiate. I can't even say the word right now. But Omni-Man and Homelander. I mean, I think Homelander's got laser beam eyes. I don't think Omni-Man's got that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much the same character.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they make them different.
Well, yeah. I mean, like if you're gonna bring in Omni-Man, the design should be like the animation to kind of make him stand out. But yeah, I mean they're both Superman basically. So you know, all you need to do is literally just write in the code for you, Superman from Injustice
Yep.
into those characters. So it's a very easy kind of
Definitely into Homelander, but
migration.
Omni-Man doesn't have laser eyes. I think I not that I can't remember him doing laser beams.
And if John
with
Cena
eyes.
doesn't have, if John Cena doesn't have the FU as like his main throw,
Yeah.
because that needs to be in the game. Just give him the FU.
Man, I want him to do that. He has to do that.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
to.
I mean, he has to. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
have-
those things like,
have him kick him in the gut, turn around, do this, and then do the FU, and that's his front throw.
Absolutely.
yeah, like I want him to go like this. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I'm going to see if they've did any extra games news while we've been doing this. You guys carry on. I'll. They've added Cabby into Fortnite. If you don't know who Cabby is, he's the guy on Instagram that always does this.
I'm going to bring something up. I just love the internet.
God, that
Can
guy.
I just say that really
That
quick?
guy.
I looked
Sorry,
up
my guy Cabby.
Titans in my online.
Not you, Cheeto.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Don't derail the conversation, you son of a. No, just kidding. Sam, go on, and then we'll come back to you, Cheeto.
I'm just shocked how like this guy Cabby, like, he's gonna be a playable character and all of this is just crazy. And
The guy's in everything. Yeah,
he's in everything, but he's almost like a throwback to yesteryear, the silent character, because he doesn't talk. You know what I mean? He's just like, this is how you do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and the only reason he doesn't
so-
talk is because he's Italian. So because of
Oh,
that,
really?
yeah, he's Italian. So he just stays quiet because I don't
does he
think
speak English though?
He does now. He couldn't before, but he's learned English since. But I like the
Okay.
guy. I follow him on Instagram. I just, whatever. He's harmless, so at least he's not a clout chasing dickhead doing it for the wrong things. He's just a one simple gimmick man. He's met fucking every celebrity and footballer you can imagine. Oh, the lucky bastard! And he's an
He was
awesome
one of the
footballer
faces
as well.
for the Qatar World Cup,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah,
It was just crazy, yeah.
yeah. And he's an amazing footballer as well. Cheeto, you want to share your
Really?
screen? Yeah, really good.
I already shared it. Did you already? You have to
I
bring it
wasn't
up. I
watching
can't. Huh?
this one.
Yeah, I looked in my.
What the hell?
I searched in my online registry for my comic books. I keep them. I
Oh
keep
my
track of them.
God.
I put in Titans to look for the new Titans issues that came out, and that's what came up.
That is awesome. You got to send me that on Facebook, please. I'm going to share that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
Only thing missing is Trump's mugshot.
I want to buy that comic book. What are you talking about? I mean, I got to figure out.
Oh
where
my
to buy
god!
that.
Oh, I could put upload things onto here. Let me see. Stream.
Jesus
God. Let me see. Hang on. Right, you guys carry on talking. Gaming. Talk.
All right. What else do we have coming out this year?
Broken Sword, the new Broken Sword's coming out, but I'll be interested in that.
There's this mech game.
Oh, Armored Core 6. Yeah.
Armored Core Sex.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to share that.
I played the original one on PlayStation way back in the day. It was all right.
I mean, I saw some clips of it. I'm not too fussed about it, but I've always been a big fan of getting into robotic mechs and rocket launches and stuff like that. I love that shit, man. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, it's when it's done right, it's awesome. Right. Here we go. So yeah, Trump's. If anyone hasn't seen it, we do have Trump's mugshot.
It looks fucking hilarious. He looks
So is he
It's
like
awesome.
is he going? Is
There
he
you go. We have Trump's mugshot.
Oh, I hate that
President like
rabbit.
me.
Misa indicted.
Misa indicted. Musa's indicted.
Wow.
All right. So yes, we do have Armored Core 6. I know people. It's from the same people that. Oops. It's from the same people that did the. It's from FromSoft. So it's your Dark Souls people.
Oh hell no!
And so whilst that's not my style of genre, Armored Core's not like those games though.
No.
It's different. However, one game that is a lot like the Dark Souls games, unfortunately, is Black Myth Wukong, which is one of the most gorgeous looking games. It takes the history. If you know the Monkey King, Zam, you'd know him from the series Monkey and all this.
Yeah,
That's what, isn't that what a lot of Dragon Ball stuff was based off of?
he flies on the cloud, and the pig is a friend, and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Monkey
Dragon Ball Z
magic.
borrowed heavily from
Monkey
that. As well.
magic.
Because Akira Toriyama is one of
Monkey
the most.
magic. Did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love everyone's like Dragon Ball is so original. I'm like, have you seen?
No, it's not.
Have you seen Monkey? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it takes from Monkey. So Black Myth Wukong takes from the legend of the Monkey King, which is it's like a huge kind of obviously a Buddhist kind of story, but it's really funny because it's like Chinese people that set sail to India, and the TV show was made by Japanese people and all this, and but yeah, it takes from that. And if you've never seen the original series Monkey, check it out. It's awesome. It's from the late 70s and early 80s. It was only really huge here in the UK and more so in Australia, as well as obviously Japan. But 52 episodes, man. Oh, classic.
It kind of showed you that certain things could cross over, but they never really did it that much. Like it was really difficult to find good anime and stuff like that. Channel 4 used to show anime and stuff like that, like after midnight and all of that. But it was really difficult to find good foreign television.
It's very
back in
hard.
the
It's
day.
very hard to find anime, like all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or as manga, as we used to call it over here.
Yeah, manga.
Remember,
Manga.
like when we say to people, "Oh yeah, I used to love watching mangas," you're like, "No, it's anime." No.
Yeah, it's
No.
manga.
Here in the
Manga.
UK, it was a fucking manga. Why? Because the company that published all of the animes was manga. So we
Yeah.
just called
I
it.
mean, I
manga.
collect manga, so I mean, it's like it's
Yeah, so the magazines, obviously, but
I will.
with the actual animes were published by the manga
by
company.
the manga company, so you call them manga because of that.
So
I
we
get
called
it.
it manga. And
And watching Akira, like that was like the first real manga movie I saw, and I was like, wow, I've never seen animation like this, where you got this one guy getting pumped full of bullets and his body's getting shot to shit. I'm seeing this in animation form. It was like the most incredible thing, and
Oh
the
yeah,
vibrations,
anime
stuff
goes
like that.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was like,
Beautiful.
it was like, wow, and it was so adult orientated. And then I saw stuff like Fritz the Cat after that, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but this is
Which
what
is
this is what again. This is what really pissed me off about how anti art or anti counterculture fucking like America was, because their movements derailed a lot of this stuff. Like a lot of the kind of children's stuff used to be a lot darker until like these fucking Million Mum movements just derailed everything. And then capitalism got involved, and they're like, hey, if it's not selling toys, we're not going to fucking create it. And all this kind of shit. Where at the same time, in Japan, all the most violent shit you've ever seen in your life are fucking kids shows. One Piece is so much more violent. I watched One Piece in Greece. That was the first time I watched it. And in Greece, they don't cut shit out. They don't pander and all this. So they just have it all in there. And then I watched the British version. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is terrible. This is so like cut to it's just ridiculous. Like, you know, and we do it here in the UK. We're not as bad as they are in the States, but even here we do it too much. And I'm like, if the Japanese do it and their kids are only suicidal because of fucking the shitty education system that they have, which just drives them into the ground. But they're not violent because of all the stuff that they watch. I think it's okay to show kids violence, and this is the argument I have with parents over here. I keep saying to them, study after study after study has shown that children do not become violent if they watch violent shows, films, or play violent video games. It has the complete opposite. It turns into excellent problem solving skill. It builds on their problem solving skills. It alerts them to more dangers. It allows them to be much more wary of the world and all this kind of shit. Whereas kids that grow up mollycoddled are basically complete fucking morons who don't know the real world. And I'm very insistent with my with my own nephews. I'm very insistent. I keep arguing with my brother. I said to him, we grew up watching RoboCop, Predator, and all this. I said, if
Terminator,
you don't keep
Aliens,
that kind of stuff,
Terminator, Aliens, grew up on video games like Mortal Kombat. Yep.
And I said, we were 8,
Stephen
9,
King
10
horrors,
years old. All right. And I said, if you don't fucking show this to your kids, you're a fucking hypocrite. And you know better to the parents that tell you don't smoke while they're sitting there smoking. All right. Because I'll tell it, and I keep saying to her, I said, you are going to, if you mollycoddle them too much, they're going to grow up to be arseholes. Okay. Self-centered, overprivileged arseholes. Because they can't process the world. They don't know the dangers of the world, the reality of people.
Yeah, and then the first time they hear the word no, that's when they're going to go crazy because someone actually told them no. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still be a kid and know shit, which is not for kids. You can still be a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I still had my childhood, regardless of watching all these horrors and action movies.
We didn't watch it all the time. If it was on, we'd watch it. But the point is, don't deprive them from watching it and wait until they're like 15, 16, 17, because it's shit. And there's a certain bond that you have among your friends when you can watch the kind of taboo stuff. And people used to come to my house to watch it all because my parents didn't care what I watched. They just cared that if I did drugs, that was the only thing they said they didn't want. And they always said, just let us know where you are and never do drugs and we're okay. So I'd have friends in my house all the time, and we're just watching the fucking violent manga and all this kind of shit, and
Bruce Lee movies and all
Bruce Lee movies, Faces of Death, great.
When I was like 10 or 11, I
made you watch it.
Yeah, when I was like 10 or 11, I watched Terminator 2. That's brilliant.
Great.
Just to quickly go back to manga and stuff, like there was when I was growing up. I was watching stuff like Battle of the Planets, Ulysses, stuff like that. That was on. But then there was a gap of nothing, and then later on in my teenage life, things started coming back again, like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and stuff like that, because you could sell shit.
That's when capitalism took over. And they're like, we could sell this stuff. Yeah, we'll take this over into the English-speaking markets. But it came
I also agree with you regarding like kids not being allowed to watch adult orientated stuff. I think it's an injustice to them, because if we watched it and we're fine, then you shouldn't underestimate your own kids from watching it too. Like people like us, we watched it as kids, and then they ended up selling Terminator toys, RoboCop toys, Aliens toys. Because they knew kids were watching that shit when they weren't supposed to, and then they fucking started marketing. And they made RoboCop PG and shit like that because kids were watching 18 certificate RoboCop back in the day. You know what I mean?
And the kids did not like PG RoboCop at all.
Nope. And he made it PG was shit. RoboCop 3 is awful.
Yeah, they wanted the violent stuff. They wanted your violent aliens, not your cartoon aliens, predators, and all this kind of stuff.
And the funny. Sorry. The funny thing is that when you watch whenever I watched RoboCop as a kid, I never really appreciated the satire on society that I appreciate now when I watch it as an adult. So you get it twice. You get it in two doses. You get all the violence and actions and all the action scenes and all of that, and then you see the Paul Verhoeven way he does things when it comes to putting a spotlight on society. It's just brilliant. It's just so good, man. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I agree, and I would never, like, if I had kids, I would never deprive them of the same stuff that I watched. You know, I wouldn't let them watch a porno at the age of 8 like I did, because even when my
Yeah.
dad saw that, it was just like, no, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he shut that shit down.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't make them watch. I
normal
wouldn't make them
films,
watch.
yeah.
I wouldn't make them watch Basic Instinct or Fatal Attraction, or even though I watched that as a kid, or Fatal Attraction, I did. But I never really appreciated it until I was an adult. All I wanted to see was Glenn Close's tits, and that was it back then. Yeah.
Can't buy that.
I just remember watching. I just remember the chat when that film came out was about how Cody flaming Sharon Stone's tits looked in that film.
How what?
Sharon Stone was.
Cody.
Sharon Stone was.
Coney?
Oh, man.
I didn't look like
She
they
was
were in
36.
Oh,
man.
little cones. Right. Yeah.
I thought her tits were great, and she was like the Margot Robbie of that
Of her
day. By
time,
the way,
yeah.
she was. Yeah, I mean, she was gorgeous, man. I mean, she was like 32 when she did Total Recall. She looked amazing. Yeah, I mean, 36
people-
when she did Basic Instinct, which made her famous.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
Basic Instinct, everyone was like, "Oh, Sharon Stone's in this. We'll go watch it." It's like we're watching The Specialist. I'm not watching The Specialist because of fucking Sylvester Stallone. I'm like, let's see if they can get Sharon Stone's tits out in this one. You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the reality of it when
But
you're a teenager. You
But
know,
then she did Casino, and she showed that I'm more than just a pretty face.
Yep.
And she was,
Yeah.
and she I think
She was
did she win an Oscar
awesome
for her
in that.
performance? She must have won an Oscar, maybe best.
I can't
best
remember.
actress, best supporting
I think
actress.
so. Yeah,
She was
Yeah.
amazing in that.
but yeah, she
Yeah,
was
so
fucking brilliant, legend.
yeah.
Okay. So
She's 65.
yeah,
So one more thing. One more
You
thing
know,
regarding Margot
right,
Robbie. A lot of people, for some reason, because they want to shit on Barbie, a lot of people are now saying that Margot Robbie is just mid-range beautiful, like she's a 5 and stuff like that, just to have a for something. Candace Owens kind of started this a little bit, by the way.
idiots.
Yeah, I mean, and
Well,
so like
Candace
people are
Owens
going
hated
on about how Margot Robbie's not that hot. And there's a picture of Margot Robbie without her makeup. She still looks fantastic without her fucking makeup. You know what I mean? And people are saying that she's not that hot. And I come on, you guys are absolute haters. And the people who say that she's not that hot, they don't have pictures on their profiles themselves, because if you saw their pictures, they're probably a -5. You know, so
Yeah,
yeah, these
Yeah,
guys, these
it's
guys are
just-
just absolute haters, man. Absolute haters. Yeah, no one person, not one person would turn her down, man. You know what I mean?
No way.
So
no.
Exactly.
Margot is just fucking gorgeous. And
Yeah.
these people, do they just want to hate?
Yep.
They hate
Yeah.
life. They hate everything. They want to hate on everyone. They create all the fucking hatred and violence in the world, and they get off on it. This because they're just complete fucking sociopaths. So fuck those people, and I wish them nothing but pain for their entire life, because that's what we go through.
Jamel says that she's an 8. Fair enough, an 8 is very good. But the point is that some people say that she's not a 10, but for some people she is a 10. So to say that she isn't would be false, because she's a 10 to loads of people, man. I mean, she was oh man, she looked hot just as a bloody psychiatrist in Suicide Squad before she turned into fucking Harley Quinn. You know, when she was Harley Quinzel, she still looked fucking hot. You know what I mean? So
End of. You know what I mean? It's hot.
yeah.
Cheeto, seeing as you popped in, have you got anything you want to discuss?
Just about that article. I mean, the article where basically well, I don't want to say who it was because I don't want to promote them because they're idiots. But in the article, they said, "Oh, the Abomination and Ghost had to be in Endgame,
Oh, that's right.
the Battle for Earth, because their stuff was in the Harvest." And it's like, no, the Harvest was like they weren't in the fight. Like the Ghost and Abomination were not like they already had their DNA because they had been arrested.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why they were part of the Harvest. And I hate these stupid websites and their stupid titles that get people to try to click on them. And I'm like,
They're just idiots that don't know anything. They just don't know anything. They
They
just
do it for the traction. That's
yeah,
why.
they just do it for the traction and the clicks because they know people are gonna click in. But well, actually, and it's just like,
well, and that's why I did click on it, but I'm like, that's why I tell people, I'm like, don't trust any of those sites and articles and crap like that. I mean, unless it's Nerd Tube. If we share it, then maybe, like if we share it on Nerd Nation, it's probably, trustworthy. But I try not to share any articles that are just like clickbaity. You know what I mean? I try not to put them out there. It's just so like it's just me and Ginger just talked about this the other day about clickbaity articles that are just stupid and aren't even accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
If they take
or grammatically correct.
Yeah, I mean, there are plot holes in the whole flaming secret flaming invasion things, but that isn't one of them.
But literally, if you think about it for 2 seconds, you can figure out,
Just gonna let my cat in.
Ghost and Abomination are probably not in the battle for Earth. You know, because hey, they probably got the DNA from when they were arrested. It's like, God, you guys are idiots.
Well, I mean, the question I have is how the fuck did they get Ebony Maw's flaming DNA when the guy was thrown out into space?
Who?
Ebony Maw.
Ebony Moore.
Probably when Doctor Strange and Wong cut his head in New York.
Well, the
No.
dust itself, could their DNA be in the dust? Because they were dusted and it never evaporated.
Yeah,
So if you could collect the dust.
was in Endgame. He was. You remember the 2014 version of Ebony Maw was in the battle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All of them were 2014 versions. So if you could somehow collect the dust, maybe their DNA is in the dust.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's
So
but still, yeah. I mean, but it's like DNS is all over. Yeah. Well, that's like
But
Zam
does it
putting his
breed the
DNA
fuse, though?
all over London.
listen, guys. I got to leave in 15 minutes. So I want to quickly just change subject here, but I've been dying to talk about this.
Go on.
It's totally different. And all three of you guys are religious guys. So I want you to ask me, how do you feel that right-wing evangelical Christians think that the quotes in the Bible and the teachings of Jesus Christ are too woke? How does
Yes, this is not a joke, Jose.
this is not a joke, Jose, by the way.
For real?
This is
For real.
for real.
Oh my
because
God.
because a lot of these guys have been they've been turned in cult like, with hate, in the Bible it teaches you to love refugees and help foreigners and the disadvantaged and stuff like that. But unfortunately, the American dream to a degree is more to shit on them. Libertarianism is I want mine, but at the same time, being a Christian means that you have to share and help people and stuff like that. So the point is that a lot of these quotes and these terms in the Bible, things said by Jesus Christ himself, are considered to be too woke for the modern evangelical Christians, the right-wing ones.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And now in a way, that's why a lot of people within the Christian movement are actually calling Donald Trump the second coming. Because they want him to be they want him to be the Messiah. They genuinely do, because that way they can go against they can go against their Christian beliefs and go with their personal beliefs, which is quite horrific. So
Zam?
he's dying here.
Ram,
Yeah.
he's not the Messiah.
He's a very naughty boy.
Hey! Thank you, guys.
Like this is gonna change Christianity on its head now, isn't it? I mean, within America, if the teachings from
Just
within the Bible are
evangelicals.
considered to be
Just
are considered to be
evangelicals.
too woke,
Yeah.
which is incredible. When I found out about this, I couldn't believe it.
All I can say is just when I thought we couldn't get any stupider.
Yes.
Listen, I said it once. We've all said it before. If Jesus came back today, they'd call him a fucking lefty, hippie, douche,
communist, Marxist.
communist, Marxist, fucking
Yeah, and people wonder
Antifa.
why he doesn't fucking come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, I know Dr.
he kind
Smosh.
of looks every couple of years. He kind of looks on. It's time for me to come back. No,
No.
No, not
All
yet.
right. I mean, two issues. I said like a lot of Christians ignore parts of the Bible anyway. The parts that actually tell them that they've got to sort out their own sins before targeting other people. So it's more important to talk about the gays and talk about the feeling like this, that, and the other. It's like, what about the bit in Jesus where Jesus says it's more important to sort your own shit first? All right, we'll just know that. To sort out my own greed, my own avarice, sort out my own fucking, the fact that I consume a lot of shit. No, we'll just talk about the fact that someone likes to take up the arse.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
don't
God damn it.
fucking help the poor. Like the biggest tenets of any religion is to help the fucking poor. Like, you know, for all the problems that Islam has, is they fucking, you know,
That's the reason
do a
a lot
lot
of
of
conservatives are
charity.
atheists.
Yeah, they do a lot of fucking charity work. A lot of it. Like in my area, which is quite a, you know, a low socioeconomic area, all the mosques offer breakfast mornings. They take food to families that are struggling and all this kind of shit. And
The
you see
Sikhs
it all
do
the
that as
time.
well.
Yeah, the Sikhs do that. Obviously, we don't have a big Sikh community where I am.
Yeah, but you when you say that, Ginger, I still think of the bigger picture where you've got Saudi billionaires who consider themselves to be Muslim and stuff like that, and you don't really see them giving back in the same way. There's still districts of Africa and the Middle East that are poor as fuck, full of Muslims, you know, and they could be doing so much to help them with their billions. You know what I mean? But they
Well, yeah,
don't.
I mean, no. So the Saudis. So again, you know, with the Saudis,
Not just the Saudis, but the Middle Easterners, the
yeah,
Qataris, and
it's
the
the
United
Arabs.
Arab Emirates. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Arabs are just going to help themselves, and when I say help themselves, I mean they do look after their own their citizens. They don't give a shit if you're a migrant worker; they'll treat you like absolute garbage. But you
Oh
know,
yeah.
the citizens get the subsidies from the oils. People get paid like you know, universal basic income. You know, because it's part of the tenets they get taught. Other than that, they can be as horrific and horrible as they want. But my point is that, you know, religion, you know, with religion, and in particular evangelicals who are just basically capitalists with Jesus, you know, they practice absolutely nothing of what they preach. Nothing, not even staying straight.
But they
Okay.
only want to forgive when it comes to somebody as horrific as they are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes.
Roy Moore, the kiddie fiddler. Yeah, we need to forgive him. You know what I mean? We need to forgive him. We need to forgive people like Andrew Tate and those motherfuckers. Yeah, all the horrific things they've done. You know, but then maybe some guy who just wants to come to America and live a better life, or fuck him, we're not forgiving him. We're going to kill him at the border just in case he has some fucking aspirins in his backpack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly. Just there's, you know,
Yeah,
there's all those kind of ridiculousness.
Yeah, because the thing is that they don't care about sorry, the people that Jesus actually cared about, which was like he literally talks about the fact that some lady who gave one coin into the flaming big massive pot gave more than who gave 1,000. You know, they know that part, or they know the part where he talked about you should love your enemies and you should wash people's feet and all this other shit.
yeah, Bossman, he was cool with sex workers like Mary Magdalene. You know what I mean? She was a prostitute and he was cool with her. He was cool with sex work. You fucking modern day Christians, evangelical Christians today, they frown upon that shit.
Because they,
you know what I
they
mean?
do sex work, that's why.
Well, you know what they say. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, I you know, as the white straight male here, that is super religious, of course, because of my straight whiteness.
Yes.
You know, I have always been told to keep your enemies close. So that's why I'm talking to a bunch of Brits and
and heathens.
and
Yeah.
demons
And a Mexican.
and the man.
Yeah. keep your
I know,
enemies close.
Just to weigh in on it, it's just like, I mean, that's kind of why I got out of church. I mean, I'm not here to talk about faith or religion or anything like that, but I will definitely talk to the fact of church. And I'm sorry, like, church is one of the worst things that ever happened to religion. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
Yeah, stay at home and pray to yourself, kind of thing. And you don't get judged.
Live a good life, and that's as much religion as you need. But I'm super fascinated to see where like these divisions of Christianity is going to be going forward, with the people who just consider like the Bible and the teachings of Christ to be too woke, compared to people who find that okay.
Asinine and stupid. Like that's the
problem. No, I agree, but it's fascinating to see what's going to happen in the future regarding this, the evolution of this.
Well,
You know what I mean, are they going to create new prophets? Will Trump will be the second coming of Christ as far as certain people are
Oh
concerned?
God, don't do.
I can. Well, people are praying. There are people who pray to Trump. By the way, they seed. They put the seeds in, saying that there's a lot of evangelicals in social media who are putting those seeds in. You know what I mean? Saying that he's
And the more you talk, the
Jesus.
more that my soul is dying. So you know what I mean.
When he dies, when Trump dies, and hopefully it's not before he ends up in prison. But when he dies, are they going to sit there and wait for him to become resurrected before he ascends to heaven?
I think they're just going to have a progression through his cell block. You know.
Yeah.
All right, look, one more thing.
Talks about in religious edicts, you know.
So
one more thing. I've got
I
6.
I said you spread the pussy before you get the vagina. So that's
One of the
same thing,
commandments. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
Zach,
look,
go on.
which is one of them. I've only got 6 minutes before I have to go. So the second thing I want to quickly talk about is is Lucy Letby, who made news in this country for killing a bunch of newborn kids and
6 or 7
seven newborns, and no one ever suspected her because, unfortunately, like because of how she appears, nobody would ever even think that somebody like her would do such a thing. They'll probably look at somebody like myself as more likely to be the sort of person that will commit that particular crime. So much so that when the BBC reported on this crime, they said that the journalist said that they couldn't imagine that somebody who looks like her. I'm not saying it verbatim, but I'm paraphrasing. Somebody who looks like her would commit such a crime, which infuriated me because the crime itself was bad enough, but to assume that white women are not capable of committing these sort of things is ridiculous.
But it's always women that look like that do it.
Yeah,
it's always like years ago.
Being the straight white woman on this panel here, I would just like to say,
this is like she's literally like one of the biggest fucking baby serial killers in UK history, and just management didn't fucking act on it. They came down harder on the people that reported her than they did on anything else, and it's just
always the way, isn't it?
It's always the way. And it gets to
Shoot
a point.
The messenger.
Yeah, and people should always say, listen, you don't want another fucking child P on your hands. Okay, for those that don't know, child P was basically a child that was allowed to be abused by his parents, beat up, thrown down the stairs and all that, and he just died. And social services just completely failed there. And the amount of times that he got reported to social services, and they're just like, it looks fine. And they just sent him back to that fucking disgusting family where they tortured that poor little kid. And it became a huge scandal here in the UK. The press made an absolute arse of everything, as they always do. But this was local to my, just up the road from me. This was in Haringey, okay? This is,
not
the
far from me either.
The council is fucking abysmal, and they always have been. They always will be. How they constantly get voted in is beyond me. But it was a huge failing.
Well, there's nice parts of Haringey, by the way.
There's plenty, Muswell Hills and
Crouch End,
Crouch End, and all this kind of stuff. There's loads, but it's a shit area. It's a shit area to drive around. It's a shit.
Yeah, you go to Turnpike Lane and stuff like that.
Yeah, everything's badly run. And so we knew this was going to fucking happen. People were talking about Haringey social services for years. And so this child P, and then years later, we have this fucking shit. And we've had cases since, and nobody
fucking for a long time, man.
Yeah, nobody learns.
Yeah, because this is localish to my area, because this is in Chester, which in that where I live. And it's like nobody cut and dodged to the fact that this is where we go on, and that's the thing that's just baffles me. I mean, like, because I mean the thing, so Wikipedia, so take it for a pinch of salt. But she probably did 7 counts of murder and 7 counts of attempted murder.
Yes.
So that's 14. What the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah,
I just
could have
don't
got
get what
14
make people
newborn.
do stuff like this. You know, like what goes in their head to do
Yeah.
something like this. Like it kills me inside. But I wouldn't want to be in their mind to understand what makes them tick. But it's too scary. But this, without a doubt, is one of the you're no bigger a coward than to kill a fucking baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the most cowardice and the most sinister, evil acts you could do as a human being. You know,
Oh, Gemini,
it
please
makes
answer
me
that.
sick.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I
Makes me
hope
sick.
they fuck her up in prison. I hope they
Yeah.
fuck her up.
I hope the
Oh,
guards.
she will
I
be,
hope
there'll be a lot of mothers in prison, man. They'll fuck
Yeah.
her up.
I hope
Exactly.
the guards look the other way. That's all I can say. Look
Well,
the other way.
the thing is, Jose, like in male prisons, like the people who have it the hardest is usually if you're a child molester, like, so,
Yeah.
like any kind of
Pedophiles.
rapist, if you're any kind of rapist, or if you're any kind of like child murderer. Those are the
Yeah.
three. In a women's prison, I think it is like child murderer, flaming. If you help somebody
100%,
hurt a
Gemini.
kid, and
Yes.
I can't think what the third one. I think it's like if you've helped murdered your spouse, they're not exactly pleased with that either. So
Well,
like,
I think even in women's prison there will be women there who are mothers.
yeah.
You know, aunts,
Yeah, who
relatives,
ain't
brothers,
gonna play.
sisters, all of that sort of shit. Yeah, daughters, whatever. So they're going to come after her because
Oh yeah.
evil is evil. There's a lot of people who've done bad things that have ended up in jail, but this, even for prisoners, is like, whoa, this is just another level. You know what I mean? To
Guaranteed.
kill babies,
I
to kill
guarantee.
babies. None of,
Oh,
Yep.
fuck off.
yeah,
Sorry.
I guarantee she's getting 23 hours in isolation. Guaranteed. That's how I have a case this is.
Oh, we only do that to people like Julian Assange in this country.
Oh, okay. So y'all don't have it like we do.
No.
All right, guys,
We
I've got to
only-
go. I'll
right.
see you
All
later.
right, Damo,
Take care.
take care.
Bye.
But you know, we don't have that level of cruelty unless they basically leak classified documents showing other countries atrocities here. Because
Right.
you know, I mean, our justice system, like I've said it before in this country, on this stream before, that the justice system in the UK is fucking abysmal, especially when it comes to like women, and that's. But of course, if you're a woman and you commit a crime, hey, you're getting your ass handed to you on a plate. Now she deserves it, but it's not just her that needs to go down for this. The fucking people that ignored all of the warnings.
Yes.
There were early warnings about her and they ignored them. They need to go to prison as well. It's not good enough that they need to lose their job. They need to go in prison 100%.
Because they're just as guilty for allowing it to happen, in my view. Yep.
Yeah. You're guilty and you should get a good prison sentence of 5 years. You know.
Yeah, because like I mean the thing is that I'm going to say something now that maybe the Americans I think can't get, is that there's been a lot of cuts in the NHS recently. So how much was the cuts? Did the cuts impact the ability for people to kind of report this?
No.
Legitimately.
No.
And I'm not giving them a pass. I'm just saying like
no. What I mean is it had they were straight on it. The doctors were on it. Other nurses were on it. Parents were on it.
Go get everybody that was involved.
But the higher ups did nothing. And they had nothing but contempt for those that were reporting it just because they didn't want to look bad. Well, now you look like you could go to fucking prison. And I hope the court of public opinion really puts enough pressure to penalize these people. Even if they only get a couple of years, it's fine, you know, because they should send a message. We will not fucking tolerate, you know, anything like this kind of negligence. And it shouldn't have happened. It's just.
I mean,
I don't know what
I'm reading the Wikipedia, so again, take it with a
I'll be
pinch of
right back,
salt.
guys.
Sorry.
All right, Cheeto.
Take it for a pinch of salt, but she did it over like 3 or 4 years. This is
Yeah.
like 2 years. This is 3 or 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
And it says potentially higher, and it says for the verdict. Let's see. I think for the verdict, they said that she got life.
Yeah, she's not getting out ever.
Whole life.
Her whole life, she's never getting out.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's going to die in prison basically.
Okay, so if the isolation period doesn't work like it does here in America, she'll probably be isolated for maybe 10 hours a day, and then she has to go join the general
No,
populace.
she won't be a Bob. She will be a Bob. Trust me, because she'll be a protected prisoner.
Yeah, she'll
Oh,
be a
okay.
protected prisoner, which
Yeah.
sucks. 5 years in Blackgate. Listen, man, just stick them in a hole and never let them see the light of day.
Yep.
That's all
Put
they
'em in a
fucking
box.
deserve for what they do. Yeah,
Yep.
you're just subhuman. You know, you're just absolutely subhuman. You should never be allowed, ever to fucking just see the light of day or see daylight. As far as I'm concerned, just
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that like you read all the stuff like how. Like how many people came forward, as you were saying a moment ago, how many people came forward to say at every stage, look,
Good.
you need to start looking into this person.
Yeah.
It happened with Tim, it happened with Ray, it happened with 4. It's like, how many fucking cases do you need to see with the same person involved for someone to say, hey, hang on, let's have a look at this?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just exactly. So long may she fucking rot in hell. Speaking of people that are probably rotting in hell now, Mr. Prigozhin, the man who blew up in the news about starting a coup in Russia just a few months ago, his plane was crashed, or should I say, it fell off a balcony, and crashed. And so, if you don't know who the Prigozhin guy is, he's the one that has the Wagner Group, which is a mercenary group, and he tried to have a coup against Russia. Not so much Putin. He just wanted Putin's other douchebags to kind of, out. He wanted his like military right hand men out because he felt like they were corrupting Putin and blah blah blah. And it was a pathetic
corrupting
coup.
Putin more than he already is. Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. But because he was basically saying, look, your generals that are your right-hand men are not at the front line. They don't know what's going on. They don't see what we see and all this, but we see what we see. And this is just ridiculous and it needs to change. We want peace and all of that. And then he just surrendered and said, look, I'll go to Belarus and don't hurt my men. The men can be integrated within the Russian military, blah, blah, blah. And then the next minute I see a video of him in Africa doing whatever he's doing. And that, because now this fucking Russia and America are slogging out in bloody Africa because it never fucking ends. And then the next thing I know, he's on a plane to Moscow, and of course he gets bloody shot down. What was he expecting? There are many reports saying that either they planted a bomb, which went off in the plane, that was tampered with before, and all this. So, of course they got him.
Yeah, I say
It was inevitable.
We were expecting anything different. Like,
Yeah. You're going to get got.
Yeah, I just gotta say I admire the different approach. Usually it's a balcony, and but this time they went with taking out a plane, which
also tracks. I mean,
it's funny. And that guy's right hand man died, who's a fucking Nazi piece of shit as well. So no sympathy. I don't really care. I just found it. I think everyone just laughed at it. It was like, hey, there we go. Exactly what we all thought was going to happen happened. And so down he goes. What else have I got? Kid Rock.
Oh, God.
Kid Rock caused massive controversy among his own people.
Of course he
Because
did.
Wait. As the white straight American here.
Oh, my
I
God.
don't identify as a Kid Rock fan. Okay, I'm just saying. So what do you mean?
Identify as a Kid
What do you
Rock
mean his
fan?
people?
Yeah, his people
His people.
found him. They spotted him drinking a Bud Light, basically.
Oh.
After he was the first fucking person to kind of make a video destroying a crate of Bud Light. Shooting them because they were triggered over a trans person being given a can. It wasn't even a marketing thing that was going global. They just gave this person a can, and then they're not allies anyway because they completely betrayed him. They went completely quiet and they just allowed Dylan Mulvaney to I think that's their name, to just suffer endless amounts of abuse, and they never came to check on her to see if she was all right, blah blah blah. So they just left her out there to rot. But anyway, so Kid Rock gets caught with it, and as per usual, when it comes to right wingers, the level of deniability is just hilarious.
They're all
Everyone's
eating
claiming
themselves, and that's what's so great about
yeah,
this.
they're just saying it's
100%.
fake news, it's photoshopped, it's not real. Democrats planted it. He was actually drinking a second thing, the usual levels of idiotic copium. But it goes to show that with right wingers, it's just a show.
Yep.
It's a show that unfortunately does have extremely violent consequences. As we've seen, a woman in America got shot because she had an LGBT flag flying on her shop front, and that she wasn't even gay, she was just an ally, and she was murdered by a far right idiot, and she leaves behind 9 children.
Good Lord.
9 children and a husband, obviously.
Mm.
Absolutely disgusting. And this is a sad thing. Like you partake in this performative theater, showing that you're some kind of MAGA Chad and some kind of right-wing toughie, and then you have morons that join in on your parade, and they end up lashing out at people, and there are actual real-world violent consequences. Rates of attacks against gay people, against trans people has skyrocketed in the last couple of years, and it doesn't matter how many times you tell right-wingers, it doesn't fucking register to them. They don't see it. It's just like, whatever, man, children. And I'm like, your side has all the pedophiles. Our side has like a fucking, 1 or 2%. Because I'm not saying like, there aren't any on the left. Of course there are. It's a thing.
Yep.
But
it's not like the right have any legs to stand on when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're like, oh yeah, pedophiles over there. Oh, really?
Really? Okay, yeah.
I can show you 50 mugshots of people that have been arrested on your side that are prominently massive peddlers of the trans community and drag queens, all corrupting children and being pedophiles, and they end up getting caught themselves as being one. So there you go. So yeah, it's quite funny, and some people are already canceling Kid Rock, and it just shows you what fragile man babies the right.
I will say it's
really
just,
are.
It's such a it's just so it's annoying to the fact that it's frustratingly but it affects so many people. It drives me nuts
because we're at a level now where we're back at the dark ages now. In the age of enlightenment, where there's everything at your fingertips, we are at the dark ages, where humanity is so stupid that it's violent with its own stupidity. Okay. Yeah. And there is a boiling point. And I keep saying to people, look, you have to fight fire with fire. You can't fucking let this be. We post around a meme that just says, look, our response to somebody being bigoted is a baseball bat to the knees, because it's just you can't have it any other way. You can't. You have to be as aggressive as the other side, because the other side generally tend to be cowards, and they know that. Oh shit! I better not. Like prime example,
they're bullies. I mean, if you push back 9 times out of 10, they crumble.
Exactly, and I'll get to a good example there, Gaz. Before I do.
Well, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but Jordan Peterson has been ordered, well, this is what he's claiming anyway, by the Canadian government to have sensitivity training regarding things he's been saying.
Probably not.
No, this is literally what he says he's been ordered to do.
Has he shown any evidence that he's been ordered to do it?
But the Daily Wire people have been talking about it, and he's been talking about it, so...
Well, until
I don't know how truthful it is. So
that's what I mean. Until he shows me any kind of evidence that that's what's happened, take it with a grain of salt. But I want to give you an example of just how fragile these fucking idiot and full of shit they are. After January 6th happened, and there were actual consequences where people got arrested and sent to prison for it, you haven't seen another scale riot like that after Trump got arrested and got sent to prison, and he's had his not sent to prison, but he's had his mugshot and all this kind of shit. Where are the same January 6 people? They're not out in the streets rioting. They're not trying to bring down the government. They're not. They all know that there's actual consequences to their actions. So they're all now suddenly, I'll just protest quietly instead because I don't want a criminal record. So
Well,
it
yeah,
goes to show you, they just want a fucking evil piece of shit they want to worship because they're too stupid to think on their own, and they need to be guided because they're children, sadly violent children with guns.
And I
Peter.
mean that, like, at least back like in the civil rights movement, when people were arrested for marching out and speaking out, which honestly they should have been arrested anyway. But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like, at least it was a good cause, for equal rights.
They
for
were
civil
fighting for
rights.
something.
They were
Yeah.
fighting for something. This is just like, our guy didn't get in office.
We didn't get our way. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, so now all of a sudden they're like, oh, the gun toting white people are like, oh, there's consequences to actually doing something. It's like, yeah, well, that's because in the
No.
civil rights movement, it was actually worth fighting for. You realize that this is not worth fighting for.
Yeah, you're
know what I
fighting
mean? Like-
for a guy that doesn't care about you, basically.
Exactly.
What you're
Like,
doing.
Yeah.
it's such utter, and it's just the hypocrisy and just bigotry is just so prevalent. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
What-
like, and as the straight white
White man.
representative here on
What's hilarious is like, okay, I remember like when he lost like 3 years ago, there was like people crying, like they were like, "Oh, President Trump, please save us!" And I'm like, he doesn't care about y'all.
he ain't gonna
Like,
save you.
He ain't gonna
what can
come
we
save you.
do?
Yeah, what
What
can
did
he
he do to
do?
save you? Nobody. I ask that question every time on Twitter. I've said, what policies did he do to specifically help you if you're not a millionaire? Name me one. And nobody, they don't answer. They just block me. And also, what they said about Jordan Peterson. Thank you for this, Gary. It's actually true. An Ontario court ruled against psychologist and media personality Jordan Peterson Wednesday and upheld a regulatory body's order that he takes social media training in the wake of complaints about his controversial online posts and statements. He should be blacklisted.
Yeah, dude, just
if
leave.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, well,
black.
apparently,
Hey, why's it gotta be black?
if he
Come on,
doesn't
man.
do it, they're going to remove his psychology license. He's going
Yeah.
to be able to.
Yeah, good. They should.
Ginger, I'm
He's
going to
not
ask
a
you.
psychologist.
We have a African American gentleman on our panel here. You are going to have to go to sensitivity training because you are just Congratulations.
Fair enough. I
And you're
mean,
going to the Greek one where
this
they
is-
whip you. I mean,
a wooden spoon. It's wooden spoon. in the
Yeah.
Greek one. It's a wooden spoon. Look, I've complained about we have too much diversity on this channel, and you bring in fucking token guy over there, and just fucking. This is what was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. Thanks, Jose. It's your fault. God damn
Damn
it.
right. Yeah. Damn right it is.
God damn it. Oh my god. Nixon greater than Trump. Yeah, and at least he created the Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, Nixon knew when to get the fuck out. He was like, "All right, it's over. I'm out." This
Yeah,
motherfucker
I'm
going
done.
down- This motherfucker going out looking all defiant in his mugshot like, "Fuck this."
I'm going to ask a question now. Paddy,
What?
have you ever seen Society?
Menace to Society or just Society?
Just Society.
What's it about?
It's basically a film from like the early 90s where it turns out that the rich people are all aliens who have weird sex.
No, I've never seen
Oh,
that.
you need to watch it. You
I'll
still need
watch
to
it.
watch it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
I'll watch
That
it. Don't
sounds
say
good.
anything else.
Don't tell
No
me
more
anything
spoilers.
about it. It sounds
Yeah.
good.
All right, Jose. Let's rock and roll, man. We'll go and watch it.
Yep.
Separately, not
Yep.
because I don't want people to.
no,
think
y'all
I'm
need to
not
be cuddling
racist.
on D. Jose's couch back there. Gotta send pictures. We're gonna put it on. We're gonna put it on the NerdTube OnlyFans.
Yeah, damn right.
Damn right.
Exclusive. Yeah.
Right.
We're ending racism by doing stuff on the couch. Just doing a late night job in Milton Keynes. You keep your prostitution to yourself, man. We don't need you now. You do whatever
anything else
makes
to
you
bring
money.
up, guys?
Yeah. Let me see. What did we do? Oh god. I just had it. It was on the tip of my tongue and I forgot.
Lucy, Lucy.
Yeah, we talked about Lucy.
Trump's.
Trump's mugshot was fucking hilarious. Dude looked like he got steam coming out of his
Oh.
ears at any moment.
Yeah, just quickly. I was bored, so I ended up watching 2 episodes of Ahsoka. What did you guys think of it? I didn't watch your review at the time.
I thought it was kind of okay, but it's kind of Joshy in a way.
Okay, Cheeto.
I thought it was okay. Like I didn't have any issues with it, but I didn't blow me away. But I do want to say that it's really funny because like people have been blowing me up about what like about how awesome this is. So this is how Star Wars should be. This is how oh god, this is the second coming of Star Wars. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Oh,
I'm like that Andor was months ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Andor is the second coming, not this.
I mean,
Jose, have you seen it?
no.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't hate it, but I'm like, I don't have any affinity towards these characters. You know, like I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. Yeah, that's all I could say. It's okay.
Well, now
Ray
we're gonna.
Ste-
Well, now
Ray
we're gonna.
Stevenson,
Now we're
is
gonna
great.
send you a ton of hate mail because I can't believe you did like the same thing we did with the.
yeah. I mean, Ray Stevenson is the standout
He is.
here because you know, literally all the women are exactly as I said they were going to be, which is boring, which is sad, but that's Disney for you. But that being said, you know, it's a continuation of Ahsoka. I never really cared about Ahsoka Tano, if I'm being honest. I don't care about Clone Wars. Rebels was okay. It wasn't great. Like Ezra, is one of the worst leading characters you could ever have in a show because he's just a whiny dickhead. So I couldn't stand him. Sabine was okay. You know, the best ones are Zeb. Zeb needs to sharp it in Ahsoka because he was a great character.
I know he went, and he only got like a cameo in. Was it Andor or was it?
No,
Was it
it was
Andor or was
in
it Obi-Wan?
Mandalorian.
Oh, Mandalorian. That's right. Yeah, I know. I'm like, wait a minute, I recognize that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
But again, it's following the Filoni tropes of too much fan service chucked in. There's a lot of Rebels stuff in there, and it's just like, oh, just you know, this is why I'm just not interested anymore because you're not giving us fresh shit. You're just giving us, you're treading on the same shit. You know, we just want to get to Thrawn as quickly as possible. Don't fuck about. Don't wait for like episode 6 or 7 for him to show up. All right, give people Thrawn. Don't piss about, and just make this season one and done. We don't need more. I don't need more fucking live action Rebels. So
I
yeah,
actually did bring that up during the review. I know you didn't watch it, but like I brought it up during the review. I'm like, why are they? It looks like they're going to Moff Gideon Thrawn. Like it almost looks like they're going to bring him in at the end of the season, like they did in the Mandalorian season 1 with in every Moff Gideon.
in every Moff Gideon,
Yeah, like every single season, he doesn't show up until the last 2 episodes. So why would they change the format here?
Yeah,
You know, like
I don't want that. That's really
no, I don't want that.
no. Bring him in early because that's what people are coming in to see Thrawn because it's the crossover that they want. It's from the books, it's from the Rebels show, and it's in live
Amazing.
action. Yeah, so,
Thrawn. I mean,
you know,
even in the old TIE Fighter X-wing games, Thrawn was amazing. I mean,
yeah, that's it. You want your Shadows of the Empire movie? You know what? I don't. I don't. I'll tell you why.
not until they get their stuff together.
I just don't want anything from this timeline anymore. I'm sick of this fucking timeline. I'm done with it. You know, and I thought I might get excited for Acolyte, but I've seen the people running that show and heard them, and I'm like, no, fuck this shit. These aren't Star Wars fans. They're just idiots that were hired to make a show that they don't give a fuck about. And it's just getting harder and harder to like Star Wars anymore. Like it was a slog to watch this. I did watch it on 1.5 speed just to get through it, and I only slowed it down when it was basically Ray Stevenson or some action scenes that are really. I give the action scenes props; they're really well done. But yeah, you know, it's fine. Hopefully, it gets better, but I don't really care, to be honest.
I was getting in a debate with one of my friends online about. They said they just need to give Dave Filoni all of Star Wars. And I'm like,
No.
are you absolutely mad? Like, I don't
No.
mind him having his own show, like whatever, but because I can just ignore it. But it's like, you know, like, but no, we would if Dave Filoni ran Star Wars, we would not have had Andor.
No.
Yeah. I don't give me no Filoni, no Favreau, no Kennedy. All 3 of them need to go. See, I'm fair game, okay? And Filoni and Favreau have not blown me away, whereas Tony Gilroy has. And Tony Gilroy is the person that should fucking take over the goddamn franchise after showing what he did with Andor. All right, and then you'll know that he's just gonna take it and do fucking shit that it just
People care
goes-
about.
people care about, or just go down Old Republic stuff, all this kind of shit, and all of this. Because Filoni is just going to keep putting in Filoni's stuff and constant fan service. I'm sick of him. I just don't like Filoni stuff. I'm sorry. He's
mean,
nothing.
they should-
Yeah, he's a
They should just
phony.
give him a series. That's called Star Wars fan service anthology, and like just have Filoni just let him do that, and we can just ignore it.
Exactly. Stick him in the corner. We don't need to fucking bother with this prick. So yeah, no, screw it.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is that with Favreau, he is a talented guy. I just don't know if he's just like got the right people around him telling him no anymore.
He look. The problem is with some directors just shouldn't do this. Is when they get involved with the writing, and Favreau can't write for shit. He can direct a nice enough show, but he can't. But also, I mean, there is the factor you have to think in how much is Iger and Kennedy's influence. Because I know with Iger, he came in and just said, "Oh, bring back the little green cunt. You're not getting rid of him because he sells a shitload of toys."
Would
So
that
they
have been
brought him
Iger?
back.
Or would that have been the last guy?
It was the last guy.
Yeah,
It was
not
the
Iger.
last guy. Yeah, not Iger. It was.
What is this? It's another bald white dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Nobody cares. He's irrelevant. He was.
Did he resign after the film went down the tubes, basically?
No, he didn't resign.
Yeah.
I think didn't they boot him? Like they booted him.
They
and brought
booted
Iger
him. They got rid of him. They
Yeah.
got rid of him because it was a disaster. He was the guy that was basically, following algorithms and Twitter to see because that's what he thought. That's what fans wanted. That is that kind of moron. He's like It was like the Vince McMahon of Disney. Just no creative mind. Just complete brain dead idiot.
So you're kind of even giving that guy the service because Vince McMahon doesn't follow even an algorithm. Vince McMahon follows what Vince McMahon wants.
Yeah.
I follow what I want, damn it. And you're
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
right.
same thing. It's because he just that they have no creativity, but they're just very demanding, and
we don't have
nobody
to have
liked the dude. Yeah,
we don't have to
nobody
have
liked the dude.
creativity because I got the money, pal. I can
Yeah.
do what I want. I
He
can
was
buy you
making-
if I want it.
And he was making too many power plays behind the scenes to kind of solidify his power. And people were like Chapek, that was his name, Bob Chapek, and they're like, nope, absolutely not. Out you go, fuck off. You've ruined Phase 4 and Phase 5. So go fuck yourself. You're done. And so, yeah, he's gone. Iger's back. I give a shit because it's just they don't care anymore. Disney don't care anymore. They're just churning out soulless crap. I don't think it's going to get any better under Iger, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. It depends who he brings in. It depends who he brings in to make it, to be honest with you.
What? Make what?
Star Wars as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, those people aren't going anywhere. Filoni, Favreau, and Kennedy are not going anywhere. They're going to stay there until the end. They're going to derail the franchise. Nobody's going to give a shit. And, they're going to be left with people that aren't watching their stuff.
I want to know who Kathleen Kennedy has blackmail on, how she can still be there.
She's got naked pictures of people for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for real though. Like there is no absolute way that Star Wars has been mishandled this bad, and the buck does not fall on her. I'm sorry. Like if it was like one project or one thing, it'd be one thing. But everything with Star Wars, except for Andor, in my opinion, has been a disaster. And Rogue One, but everything.
But even Rogue One, Gareth Edwards had a lot of butting of heads with Kennedy.
Mhm.
And in the end, they had to get Gilroy in to reshoot and finish off the product because you'll see that there's lots of other scenes that were shot and shown in trailers that didn't end up being in the film. And that's because in the end, they actually listened to Gareth Edwards to say that, no, these people need to die at the end. They can't survive. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Where's the end of the hero's tale that many people died bringing us these fucking plans? And so in the end, she caved, and Gilroy came in to finish the project, and that. And on that note, I really can't wait for Gareth Edwards' film that's coming out next called The Creator. I don't know if anyone's seen the trailer for that.
I haven't, no.
You haven't. All right, I'm gonna get it up because it.
Okay, well, I'll start to talk about Star Wars again.
Yeah, go on.
But I do agree with you. They need to start focusing on another timeline that isn't flaming in between.
They need a different time period, not timeline. Time period.
That's what I mean. But I mean, like something like that's either before the flaming Republic, or the old Republic era, or flaming. There's something that's more creative than this shit.
Yeah, they've milked this era as much as they can. They've ruined it completely. They've absolutely ruined it, and I just have no interest in it anymore. Just
get out of the Skywalker saga, man. I don't want anything to do with Skywalker.
Go 1,000 years into the future and fuck this shit. All right, here we go. Let me play this. Can you see this? Yeah.
Yep. And we hear it.
They protected me. Took better care of me than humans would have.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles.
Oh, I'm on board now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fight for our very existence.
What is this, Terminator?
Sergeant Taylor, we are this close to winning the war. But the AI are developing a super weapon. Retrieve it. Or they win.
I don't know why I had to.
Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's just a kid.
Are you going to heaven?
No. You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
So we're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Do you have any idea what the thing is?
She looks like a little girl now, but she's growing. Whoever has that kid wins the war.
Whose side you want, huh?
What do you want, sweetie?
For robots to be free.
Oh, we don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
I can see it like when they like in Black Widow when they remastered.
Oh yeah, baby.
That looks as if that looks like a better version of I Am Legend.
Yeah. Yeah, a better version of
not I Am Legend.
A lot of
AI,
Elysium, AI, everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that should be really good.
What was that stupid movie?
I Am Robot, the one with Will Smith. That's the one I'm thinking of.
I Robot.
I Am Legend is with the zombie one with
yeah.
Will Smith,
yeah.
Yeah,
Will Smith has just his films all suck for the most part. Yeah, so yeah, this looks amazing. Yep, Gemini's in as well. Yeah, it's got a lot of the Terminator vibes and all this.
I think that could be a good action film.
Yeah,
it
looks good.
It looks fucking amazing. I can't wait. I'm gonna go actually watch that in the cinema because I want to make sure that Gareth Edwards gets my money because he is an amazing talent and I want him to take the mantle as a sci-fi king. I don't fucking want Zack Snyder to do it because I don't want 4 hours of boring shit. Although his new film, what's that?
Rebel Moon could be good.
Crimson Moon, I think is that what it's called?
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon. It looks stunning, but it's just not going to be good. It's a Zack Snyder film. You know, it's going to be fucking. You know, it's a 1 hour film that's spread out over 4 hours because of the slow-mo cam that he constantly bloody uses. Yep. I hope I'm wrong. You know, I hope I'm wrong because we get again wonderful sci-fi. Like the one thing I've said with Zack Snyder is he's a fantastic director of photography. So oh dear, is this thing crashed now? But as a director, he sucks because he's boring. So yeah, I'm wrong. You know, I hope we get all polish, no substance, exactly. But I hope that with this one, this is like his magnum opus and it blows us away because I haven't really enjoyed anything of his since 300. Man of Steel was okay, but 300 is still the only thing of his I've really enjoyed. So I hope Rebel Moon does well, and I hope this does well. And it's because either way, they're two big middle fingers to Star Wars that should be carrying the mantle. I mean, even they could even turn it around with Star Trek, and Star Wars is still fucking lingering in its turn. Even though my issues with Star Trek are they're still in this fucking timeline as well. They haven't moved beyond this bloody timeline as well. And yeah, let's see what happens. Fingers crossed they make a lot of money. Well, Rebel Moon won't because it's on Netflix. But the other one, the creator, let's hope it does. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I ain't got much else to talk about in news. So anyone else got anything they want to talk about?
I think it's time to get ready for SmackDown.
Actually, before we go, let's pimp this out again. We're doing Debate Aminia. I believe the good and powerful Jose to my top right is doing it with Tito tomorrow, doing the commentary. The debates are in place. We've got the roster, which I think Tito might have in front of him, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, we've got all the matches are set. I've already put on the channel in the community tab. I've got all the graphics out right now. Myself, Boss Man, Dixie, Gemini, who is in the chat, Vizaxon, who is also one of our contributors, Wesley White, who is a good friend of mine from middle school, as well as he came on board to do a match with the Block, and of course the main event. Oh, and Boss Man, you took on Bearded Man thing.
Yes, it did.
And the main event is going to be Zam versus Majo Rage. So we've got some nice debates going on, and me and Diose are going to be doing the commentary. Now, me and Diose aren't going to be talking over the debates, obviously, but we're going to do our place filler thing while people are voting, because you get to vote in the chat.
You guys decide the winners.
That's right.
Decide.
Yep. So me and DOJ will be talking smack about the debates while you guys all vote in the chat. So show up and get your vote on. I mean, you guys choose, but it's not. And so, it's an experiment. So if it goes well and people have fun and we have fun, we'll do it again. And, like next year or something like that. Like there's no set standard for when these things happen,
Yeah.
If we have fun and we do it again, which I've had a lot of fun doing it. So.
Right.
Ginger has
there you go.
Ginger doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, I just have no interest, but I want it to succeed. I'm not a salty bitch like some people would be. Everything and anything we do to be a success. I just don't feel the need to be in everything. Take the hint, some of you people.
Listen, I got 2 freaking matches. So I mean, what are you trying to say? And I'm one of the commentators.
Well, I mean, just go away, take it out. No, I'm just saying, look, this doesn't need me. There's plenty of people that are going to handle this and do a fucking awesome job. And so, check it out. And on that note, thank you to everyone that joined us in the stream. Slightly more quieter one than usual. I think that's, again, because we talked gaming. And for some reason, when I talk gaming, things tend to go very quiet on this stream. I think people come here for the politics more than anything, but you're going to talk. It's the same shit every day. We had Gamescom, so that was more interesting. So we did some lovely little trailers. Hopefully, we don't get any copyright claims or anything like that. And on that note, we will see you guys. Check out our channel, and that is all. Let normality